My love, NXT. I picked this flower with you in mind. This is for you and I. This ain't no puppy love. This is the truest kind. Rather see black and yellow than look at the bluest skies. I watch every Wednesday night to see how you do it live. And truthfully, I swear when I think of Raquel and Dakota Kai versus Ember in the Blackheart, I've always known it's time for the women of NXT to truly step in and shine. Now that's classy. Something that Dusty could imagine, huh? First sight, I let you just take over my love. From the first night, I knew what it was. And I usually don't kiss and tell, but your lips are a kiss from above. I keep running back cause I can't get enough love. I am your Prince Charming. Promise that your heart will never bruise. From the top while blindfolded, you're still in my perfect views. We can ride in my Mercedes through the night, early morn. Cause I'll do anything to prove that I can weather your storm. Yeah, I am a must-see kid. I know your preference. I got the confidence of both the young veterans. I know you used to have a little thing with Angel Garza, but I approach you with bigger plans and I'll take you farther. I don't need no one else's way, I'll be taking my time. I don't need no more room to think, cause I made up my mind. Leaving this flower in a ring and hoping you gon' be mine. On February 14th, I'll be easy to find. Yeah, and I'll be seeing you live. J. Will, wrestle, flow, yeah.
And now, WWE Network presents NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day.
It's our Valentine's Day alternative. 3 championship matches and history guaranteed to be made. Welcome to NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day. I'm Vic Joseph alongside a Hall of Famer in Beth Phoenix and someone you will never consider Cupid, Wade Barrett. But in all seriousness, Wade, what are you excited for here tonight?
Oh, come on, Vic. It is impossible to choose. Here's why. 5 matches, all with massive consequences, be it Dusty Cup Finals, championships on the line. One thing's for sure, careers will be permanently altered tonight.
And let's get things started with history going to be made here tonight at NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day.
Introducing first, the team of Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez!
Well, go ahead, Wade. This has been your pick from the very beginning.
Absolutely right. Huge fan of these two individually, both championship caliber in my estimation. Join them together, they are the most dominant force in the women's division here in NXT and soon to be the Dusty Cup champions.
So the first ever winners of the Women's Dusty Cup, not to mention also a guaranteed WWE Women's Tag Team title match in their future, and the champions are watching. Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler both tweeting, doesn't matter who wins, they're ready.
And their opponents, the team of Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart!
Well, Beth, you can take a look at Blackheart and Moon. Certainly intimidating to say the least, but how do you really topple? Oh, jeez! How do you topple Gonzalez and Kai?
Well, first of all, forget about the chocolate and flowers, Blackheart and Moon. I mean, more like a My Bloody Valentine vibe coming into this. And
My Bloody Valentine, the band, I used to love that. They didn't dress like that.
and a movie, Wade, but you can check that one out later. But toppling Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez will be no easy task. I'm glad Moon and Blackheart are bringing their A game. If they're going to have the chance at all, they're going to have to isolate Gonzalez, take her out of the picture, and then strike fast and strike hard to get Dakota Kai down and out.
What a way to kick off NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day. And wherever you are in the world, remember this moment, because Beth, you think of July 2013, Paige becoming the first ever NXT Women's Champion. Bayley, Sasha Banks, the first women to main event a TakeOver respect. Even Rhea Ripley last year representing NXT, defending an NXT Championship at WrestleMania, the first superstar to do so. We are going to witness history right now.
I come from a generation that we wanted more time and more opportunities to show we can do the same things that the male superstars were doing. Give divas a chance, becoming a trending topic. The WWE Universe demanding it, and NXT is finally giving women an equitable platform. Women are a must-see spectacle just as much as the men, and we have the universe to thank for it.
Speaking of the universe, they're trying to rally Blackheart and Moon early on in this matchup, but Beth, you talked about isolating Raquel Gonzalez. She single-handedly is showcasing her power up front.
Yeah, unfortunately, that might be a two-on-one job as Gonzalez able to fend off the offense. Thus far, you see the powerful, staying on her feet even while Ember Moon has her in that octopus.
What a sidewalk slam from Gonzalez, and well, Blackheart tagging herself back in, and wait, Gonzalez has been in control.
Moon and Blackheart throwing everything but the kitchen sink at Gonzalez early on. A smart strategy. You need to take the big powerhouse out as early as you can if you're going to be successful. But, this isn't working.
Again, the strength on display. Blackheart trying to run some interference. Goes up, goes over, just trying to take Gonzalez down. Look how strong again Gonzalez is into a pin. And
everything you throw at this woman just backfires. That is the power of Raquel Gonzalez.
Gonzalez again, talking trash now, burying her shoulder into the stomach of Shotzi Blackheart.
You gotta like the strategy early on from Gonzalez and Kai. Devastating out of the gate.
Well, speed, power, agility, Wade, you talked about Gonzalez and Kai, the favorites from the start. Tag made.
Absolutely, and here's Kai, one of my absolute favorites. Beautiful pump kick there to the side of the face of Shotzi. This could do it.
Cover, hook of the leg, and a kick out. 1 second away from crowning themselves the first ever women's Dusty Cup winners.
The question is, how does Shotzi Blackheart weather the storm when the storm will never end?
Speaking of that, charging right in, nobody there. Blackheart might have heard you, Barrett. Shotzi trying to answer back quickly now, gain a little momentum for her team. Catches Kai, and now hook it up Kai. We always talk about the innovative, unique offense of Shotzi Blackheart, looking for almost a
Texas
Cloverleaf. Kai so close to the bottom rope. Is Dakota Kai going to submit? Shotzi Blackheart, Ember Moon, and Kai gets to the bottom rope.
Excellent ring awareness out of the gate from Dakota Kai, knowing exactly where to go.
Yeah, before the hold was fully low. Wait a second.
Well, tag was made. Blackheart throwing her body on the line. But Ember Moon is a superstar who's legal. Big knee lick. Moon up and over with a splash. Into the cover for the win. Hook of the leg, and Kai kicking out at 2.
Well, Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart finally building a little momentum in this one as we see this slingshot press here on the outside onto Dakota Kai.
And to add to that, Wade, a critical moment for Moon and Blackheart, keeping Raquel Gonzalez out of the ring and focusing on Dakota Kai.
Ember Moon said she came back to NXT to make history. Is tonight the night that Moon does that? As Moon and Blackheart now isolated, Dakota Kai, Beth, to your point.
Yeah, and doing a good job here. You see them going straight for the knee. We know Dakota Kai has a history of knee injuries, had a surgically repaired ACL.
Dakota Kai trying to run through. Blackheart, nice counter, and into a single leg crab. Again, continuing to focus on the knee, the small of the back. You can hear Kai screaming in pain, trying to reach out to Raquel Gonzalez. Nowhere for Dakota Kai to go.
Pain and agony also realizes that her opportunity to win the Dusty Cup could be slipping away from her.
And again, it's smart strategy here. Moon and Shotzi Blackheart keeping Dakota Kai far away from her tag team partner. Oh!
Nice teamwork from Moon and Kai, and the onslaught continues back on that injured knee.
Now focusing on the knee is Ember Moon off that innovative offense. And let's not forget, Ember Moon was targeted by Dakota Kai upon returning.
Yeah, a lot of bad blood here between these two young ladies. And you see, so close there to the tag. Moon struggling to hang on to that ankle.
Well, heads up by Ember Moon, relinquishing the hold slightly to drag Dakota Kai back across the ring. And obviously the strategy, Wade, keep Raquel out of the match.
Yeah, I think clear from that beginning of the match where Raquel was so dominant in the early goings. If that wasn't the strategy for Moon and Blackheart coming in, it certainly is now.
Again, Dakota Kai reaching out so close. Raquel Gonzalez stretching out
just
fingertips
inches
away, and Moon ripping Kai right back into pain. Has to be excruciating right now in Dakota Kai. She has been in this leg hold, in this almost heel hook for a very long time.
Yeah, but do not underestimate the remarkable ability of Dakota Kai to absorb punishment for such a slight individual. We saw her at War Games. She got absolutely battered in that matchup.
It was actually Kai who was injured by Moon in War Games, and now it's Kai trying to kick her way free. Moon trying to hold on. Kai starting to crawl. Again, Ember Moon able to pull Dakota Kai away. And at what point, Beth, is Kai's body just going to give out?
I mean, Kai, we've seen her in the past, one of the most resilient female superstars on the roster.
Whoa. I believe Shotzi Blackheart made the tag. The referee, though, distracted by Raquel Gonzalez.
A little bit of confusion here, and Raquel Gonzalez seeing that opening, but Moon wasting time.
Brains as well as brawn. Referee didn't see a thing.
Well, it would have been an illegal tag. Ember Moon, though, arguing with the official, finally realizing, right to the forearm of Gonzalez. And Ember Moon pulling away Dakota Kai. And Moon and Blackheart have to keep their eye on the ball.
Beautiful DDT to the leg once again. I mean, they have remained focused on that leg of Dakota Kai, working toward a tap-out victory.
Well, again, Ember Moon wanting to make history, wanting to put her name along with Shotzi Blackheart on the Women's Dusty Cup, earning a WWE Women's Tag Team title match as well.
Well, here's your chance, Dakota Kai. Get that tag. There we go.
There's a tag made. In comes Raquel Gonzalez. And Gonzalez, who dominated early on, picking up right where she left off with a series of battering ram-like clotheslines.
And here comes the game changer.
And the game changer is fresh as a daisy.
Gonzalez called out the champions. Before the matchup, and now Gonzalez calling out Moon and Blackheart. You can feel the rage coming off of Gonzalez in this match.
Exploding with ferocity. Nobody is safe, not even us.
Raquel Gonzalez single-handedly has dominated every match she has been in since War Games, including the semifinal matchup against Casey and Caden. And Raquel Gonzalez with Dakota Kai been worn down in this matchup, picking up the pieces.
Powerful throw, that follow-away slam.
Again.
Ember Moon again, effortlessly. Gonzalez isn't even breathing heavy, guys.
Well, Gonzalez doesn't care who she gets her hands on.
I love watching this woman cause chaos and destruction. I'm sure it doesn't feel so good for Shotzi Blackheart right now, though.
Wow, one more for the team of Moon.
Finally now into the cover, hooking it on Moon. Moon able to kick out at one. Gonzalez looks like she's just having fun right now.
She's going to beat them on her own.
Surveying the scene and the damage. And a little bit of strategy here.
Tag.
The rapport over a year of tag team together.
And no doubt the longest tenured team in this Women's Dusty Cup Classic. Flying clothesline. Kai wiping out Moon to win the Women's Dusty Cup. And Blackheart breaks it up with a senton.
Unfortunate for Kai, Ember Moon landed so close to the corner of Shotzi Blackheart, able to break that one up, but again, backfiring perhaps for Shotzi.
Well, that might shut up Gonzalez.
A little bit of leverage there from Blackheart, and now she's got the advantage. Oh my God, the power!
Oh no.
Blackheart's in trouble.
Destroying the Capitol Wrestling Center is the powerhouse Raquel Gonzalez, using Shotzi Blackheart as a missile.
You could just hear the body of Shotzi Blackheart here. This powerful, listen to this. Wow, the sound of flesh and bone against that barricade.
Base was turned up to 11 on that one.
Oh! Well, what a drop kick by Moon. Gonzalez is legal, I believe, and she's now on the floor. Moon, I don't believe, realizes who the legal superstar is off the power slam. Forearms now by Ember Moon, and Ember Moon might be realizing desperation might be sinking in. She's got to unload the gas tank right now.
All four of these women battling to be a part of history.
Cover to win the Dusty Cup, and Moon kicks out at two.
Let me tell you, these four women are dropping their heavy artillery. We can see we're so close to the action like never before.
NXT Universe here inside the Capitol Wrestling Center knows we're on the verge of making history. Moon creating a little bit of separation.
Unable to follow up, though. It's going to take more than that to put a ding on Raquel Gonzalez.
Dakota Kai coming back into the ring, but again, you can see Dakota Kai feeling the effects of the early onslaught from Moon and Blackheart in this matchup, blocking out the pain.
A great deal of Dakota Kai's offense involves her kicks. Come on.
Cover, hook of the leg, and Moon again able to get a right shoulder up just in time at 2. How close is Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez from becoming the winners? Where's Shotzi Blackheart at?
I mean, Shotzi Blackheart is still suffering the effects of getting slammed into the barricade.
Oh! Talk about feeling the effects, Beth. Gonzalez back into the top turnbuckle.
You see the freight train of fury.
Oh!
Got a malfunction at the junction here for Kai and Gonzalez, and here is Ember Moon to capitalize.
2 for 1. Moon is getting it done. Moon now to her corner.
Oh, this has to be it, the Eclipse.
Looking down on Raquel Gonzalez. Gonzalez in her sights. Eclipse connects. Flush on the jaw. Into the cover. Dakota Kai.
Wait for the tag. Let's go. Get out of here. You know the rules. Get out of here.
Kai running interference. Referee doing what he needs to do. His job finally. Moon getting the referee's attention. Cover. Kai and Gonzalez kicks out.
Just brilliance from Dakota Kai. She knew her opportunity to win the first Women's Dusty Cup was about to... Oh, here we go.
Well, again, Ember Moon and Dakota Kai, no love loss.
You call it brilliance, I call it pure villainy.
Wait a minute, Gonzalez hoisting up. Shotzi Blackheart, missile drop kick. Moon fell into the cover. Hook of the leg for history. And Gonzalez again. Boom, short scissor kick.
Moon unable to get leverage earlier.
Cover again, middle of the ring, and not enough, Gonzalez.
What
One more time.
on earth does it take to keep Raquel Gonzalez down?
What a way to start things off. NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day. Gonzalez, though, presence of mind to make the tag, as did Ember Moon.
Dakota Kai the fresher of the two at the moment, but not for long.
Gotta wonder if Kai is at 100% as an arm drag by Shotzi Blackheart. Blackheart can realize it. And Beth Blackheart, you know, playing off of all the emotions of the last 5 months.
Blackheart channeling the emotions, everything she went through, having her tank destroyed by Candice LeRae. But in this moment, possibly about to make history.
Dropping Dakota Kai face first. Into the cover goes Shotzi Blackheart for the win. And where are these women getting it from?
Yeah, and to think this is just the beginning of the night.
Ooh. Dropped over the middle rope and almost just out of pure desperation for Kai, who makes the tag. And Gonzalez back in. We'll step up Insaguri.
But again on her feet.
Blackheart now holding on to Gonzalez. And Gonzalez able to stop Blackheart's momentum. Both women teetering. Blackheart from all the way from the top.
This looks dangerous.
Oh! Shotzi Blackheart landed sliced bread.
The moment's now. And Dakota Kai breaks up the count.
But a rough landing for Blackheart as well. And
They're taking something out of herself on that one, but here come Ember Moon.
What in the
They're giving
heck?
it away.
Blackheart wiping out Dakota Kai.
Shotzi Blackheart giving it her all.
And now, will it be enough? Neckbreaker by Blackheart. Ember Moon. Blackheart trying to chop down Gonzalez. And one more time, up and over. Ember Moon's legal. Moon into the cover. Hook of the leg and another near fall.
Raquel Gonzalez is inhuman.
Indestructible.
After that series of spectacular tandem offense, and Moon is not done.
Dakota Kai now trying to cut off Ember Moon.
I don't know how Dakota Kai is still on her feet.
That might not be for long. Oh! The action in this matchup, again proving why the women's division in NXT, the best in the world.
Raquel Gonzalez hitting those steel steps hard, but somehow still able to get back to her feet.
Right back to her feet, and now just eats multiple kicks from Moon.
Nothing has been able to keep this woman down.
Kick to the knee, Moon now. We've talked about trying to chop down Raquel Gonzalez, isolate Gonzalez's power. Ember Moon might have found a solution to the Gonzalez problem.
Moon is eliminated the size advantage right now.
Attempted to crawl to the ropes, can't make it.
Is Gonzalez gonna tap out? Pump kick by Kai. Gonzalez could have been moments away from tapping. Instead, finds herself in her own corner to make a tag.
This referee has been losing all control. Such is the allure of the Dusty Cup, the first ever Women's Dusty Cup.
Little scorpion kick by Kai. Kai now goes up, goes over. Chiropractor got all of it into the cover to win another kick, another near fall.
I cannot believe Shotzi Blackheart kicked out of that.
These four women showing you exactly what it means to win, to want to win the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. And now an assisted GTK. Gonzalez falling into the cover. Ember Moon able to break things up yet again.
This match could have been over in an instant.
This match could have been over multiple times.
Exactly, they're almost. Well, it might be over. What a horrible landing on the ramp here. No padding whatsoever.
Just a sickening.
Oh, Gonzalez just catapulting Moon off the stage.
We might need a medic out here.
And Shotzi Blackheart up and down onto the back of Gonzalez. Is it enough? Is it enough into the cover? And again, Gonzalez powers out. Ooh, drop kick by Blackheart. What else is Blackheart having her arsenal tonight?
We might be about to find out, Vic.
Shotzi gets cut off by Gonzalez.
And now you see the teamwork here.
Gonzalez straight, just tossing Dakota Kai with the assisted splash. You can hear and you can feel the air driven out of the lungs of Blackheart. And if you didn't feel it or hear it then, you will now. The power of Gonzalez. Cover. Gonzalez and Kai have made history.
Here are your winners, the team of Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez.
Well, what a matchup to kick off Vengeance Day. That was incredible. All four women laying it on the line, and I hate to say I told you so, but I called it from the very beginning. Raquel Gonzalez, Dakota Kai are your winners.
Oh, wait, I'm going to let you revel in that because, my God, what a hell of a match. Take a look at this moment here. Ember Moon throwing caution to the wind to level Dakota Kai.
I mean, all four of these women laid it on the line. Dakota Kai sensing her partner was in danger. That was a theme the whole night. These women laid it on the line, including, Ember Moon was taken out at this point. Shotzi Blackheart was left all by herself.
Yeah, you mentioned themes, and here's the theme right here. Raquel Gonzalez is a freight train. Boom! Tossing Dakota Kai for some well-timed teamwork.
And then Gonzalez would put the exclamation point on the evening, punching her and Dakota Kai's ticket into the history books and the winners of the Women's Dusty Cup and a guaranteed WWE Women's Tag Team title opportunity.
Here are your winners, the winners of the first ever Women's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez!
Nia Jackson, Shayna Baszler, wherever you are, I hope you're watching because you will be facing Gonzalez and Dakota Kai down the line for the WWE Women's Tag Team titles. Congratulations to Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez.
earlier today. Pete Dunne flanked by the NXT Tag Team Champions arriving at the Capital Wrestling Center ahead of his main event matchup later on tonight.
And we heard Finn Balor's mantra that he doesn't watch this business watches him. Who can argue that? Because tonight, Balor thrives under the squeeze of topping his last performance. He'll contend with the threat of the Bruiserweight later on tonight.
Well, we are set now for the first of 3 championship matches here at NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day. And there's no broken bones, there's no wheelchairs, there's no more excuses for Johnny Gargano. Is the time now for Kushida as he attempts to dethrone the NXT North American Champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, open your eyes, because we are the way.
Johnny Gargano, his wife Candice LeRae, Indy Hartwell, Austin Theory. The way has arrived.
What a man, the first ever 3-time North American champion.
That's the way!
Somebody who never disappoints. It's Johnny Gargano.
Johnny Gargano has the tenure, the experience. He's earned his place in NXT.
The path has been set, and the way prevails.
If you're not in the way,
Stay out of our way.
That's Kushida going right after the North American champion.
And viciousness and savagery from the man, almost unbeatable.
Kushida getting his hands on the North American champion.
Week after week,
One of the biggest international stars in the world. Kushida will be right at the very top.
Gargano getting a front row seat of what Kushida is truly capable of.
this is my time.
You will be defending your North American title at TakeOver
Against who?
Kushida.
Oh my God! You said the K word! Johnny Gargano. 彼は決して NXT ノースアメリカンチャンピオンになれるような器ではありません。Kushida attacked me for no good reason.
Kushida making the way into fools.
Kushida wanted the champ's attention. Now he's got it and he can't handle it.
You will never have this. 今夜、櫛田が日本人として初めての NXT ノースアメリカンチャンピオンになってやる。
His eyes locked on the North American champion.
I am Johnny freaking Takeover. No one can hang with me.
Kushida's time is it now?
Scheduled for one fall is for the NXT North American Championship. Introducing the challenger from Tokyo, Japan, weighing in at 192 pounds, Kushida.
No doubt Kushida's been a thorn in the side of Gargano, who stated if you're not in the way, stay out of their way.
That reminds me of a little group that used to say you're either next us or you're against us.
Well, hopefully the way is a little more successful than that, but let's get back to the core of the issue here, guys.
Yeah, all right. That's not bad.
Well, the core of the issue is Kushida could become the first ever Japanese North American champion here tonight. Is his time now.
How do you spell core again? Is it one or two R's?
And Kushida focused on the task at hand.
Tonight's the night. This is the dance. We ready?
Yes.
We ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Beat Kushida on 3. 1, 2, 3. Beat Kushida. They have.
Yes.
Feel good.
Well, Johnny Gargano, all smiles.
Did you see that?
just saw the three superstars, the way making their way, no pun intended, to the ring.
His opponent, representing the way, he is the NXT North American Champion, Johnny Gargano!
Well, Johnny's looking for Austin Theory.
He was kidnapped by that creeper.
Johnny Gargano sending Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae to look.
I'm concerned about the well-being of Austin Theory. That creeper Dexter Lumis kidnapped him. Who's he going to sniff his hair?
Well, we got a championship match right now as Johnny Gargano's got to switch gears, refocus on Kushida. And Beth, there's no excuses tonight for Mr. Takeover.
There's no excuses, and also there's two more backup guys. Johnny Gargano looking to find that zone, that load, because he's going to need it against Kushida tonight.
Kushida already trying to get the mind of the champion, and look, Johnny Gargano, I just mentioned Mr. Takeover, 8 Takeover main events, the most Takeover matches ever. Does the big match experience, Wade, help Gargano in this matchup?
Of course it does. The pressure is right here. It's TakeOver North American Championship on the line with, let's face it, one of the absolute best on the planet in Kushida.
And we don't like to talk about the C word, which is curse, but Johnny doesn't have the best win-loss record here at TakeOver.
Well, hang on a second. He's appeared at a record number of takeovers, and that in itself is a massive achievement. Just getting on the show is a... Oh, here we
for the
go.
hoverboard lock, quickly Gargano into the ropes.
Yeah, what on earth do you know about wins or losses? You're out here in a pink suit. Big L.
Pixel on, I mean, it looks like Mackenzie might have dressed him, to be honest.
Back into the match. And now Gargano trying to focus in to Kushida right now. And you take a look at this matchup. Some have called it, many consider it, a dream match.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. Let's face it, Johnny Gargano wrote the playbook on in-ring excellence, and if there is a Japanese version, it would have been written by Kushida. There's two of the absolute best on the planet. That quarters of the internet and the underground wrestling scene have wanted to see this for years. They're getting to see it under the brightest spotlight right here at TakeOver.
And finally, I can agree with you on something, Wade.
Both superstars trying to jockey for position. You see Kushida trying to work on that left arm, softening up Gargano for that hoverboard lock. Gargano doing his best right now to play defense. We know somewhere watching Leon Ruff will be cheering on Kushida tonight, former North American champion in his own right. It's Kushida now going from the upper body, trying to now work on the lower body of Gargano.
Well, it's impressive because Johnny Gargano's had a miraculous recovery from a disgraceful fracture he incurred. World record recovery, and straight onto that arm now. It's Kushida, perhaps he heard me.
Looking for that submission, maybe trying to hook in the hoverboard lock or some sort of arm bar is Kushida. Gargano, though, staying very calm right now in this position. And Beth, are we finally seeing the real Kushida?
You know what, Wade? Excuse me, Vic. I've had the opportunity to call Kushida's matches since coming to NXT in 2019. There was a little bit of stumbling out of the blocks for Kushida. You could see he was holding back, but something's changed in him since late 2020. After returning from that hand injury, Kushida's determined to unleash everything we've been waiting for.
Can he live up to the potential tonight in the biggest match of Kushida's career here at NXT? And now it's Johnny Gargano controlling the wrist of Kushida. Gargano, of course, who broke his championship curse at TakeOver War Games, looking to continue his victorious championship title defenses as, again, Kushida, nice transition into the front face line.
Beautiful hold-for-hold match style that these two have. We know all about Gargano, but Kushida certainly needs one small window to lock in a match-ending submission and become the new North American champ.
And now Kushida trying to hold on to Gargano. Gargano trying his best to shake Kushida. But look at Kushida going up, going around, and staying on top. Now into almost a cross-face on Gargano. And we're really seeing a technical matchup. Who has the technical advantage?
Yeah, and not only the North American Championship, there is a level of professional pride that goes into a chess match like this one.
Absolutely. I mean, we got to give the experience in big TakeOver matches to Johnny Gargano, but Kushida is world-traveled, adept in so many forms of combat, MMA, amateur wrestling, Canadian, Mexican wrestling, across the world.
Right now, the pace starting to quicken in this matchup. Kushida sidesteps Gargano. Gargano up and over. Hurricane Rana. Kushida lands on his feet through the cartwheel. Gargano rolling through, trying to connect with a kick, does not. Swing and a miss by Kushida. You talked about a chess match. We're almost at a stalemate.
Yeah, absolutely. Kushida perhaps getting the better going slightly, but once again, Johnny, no.
Looking for the Gargano escape into a pin, and again into the crossface. Another Gargano escape on Johnny Gargano. Gargano quickly finds his way to the bottom rope.
You know, when you have two competitors so similar in size, I mean, it's limitless the amount of reversals you can see.
Look, Kushida knows he wants to keep this match in the ring. It's the only way he can win the championship, a pinfall or submission. As Gargano, huge forearm right under the jaw. And now Johnny with an uppercut.
Beginning to break down and find a different gear in this one. A lot of hatred built up already between these two, and now it's coming to the fore. Let's face it, this is the...
might be coming into our laps. Gargano through, Kushida sensed it coming. Kushida up and over. Gargano now trying to answer back. And a kick into the jaw. And for Gargano, you can see it in his eyes from the beginning of this matchup. This is a different Johnny Gargano here. This is Johnny Takeover.
Yeah, and it really needs to be.
This is my world!
Because let's face it, this is the first time in a long time that Johnny Gargano has been involved in a matchup. This audience needs to learn some respect. But he's going to beat... Oh, my word.
Whoa. Oh! The head of the armbar! A submission, but again,
Can't win the match outside of the ring.
Doesn't matter if Gargano taps out, but the damage is being done. The referee is at 5. Referee is at 6. Kushida realizes the count, breaks the count, but needs to break the count to continue the match. And Kushida, the veteran, sensing it, realizing it, and now Kushida all business.
As I was about to say, it's the first time Gargano has had a match without the rest of the way by his side at ringside, helping him out, and he could really do with them right now.
All the distractions, all the shenanigans have stripped Johnny Gargano to this moment, and he is struggling to contain Kushida.
Oh!
Chicken wing suplex onto that injured left arm of Johnny Gargano, slapping the mat in frustration. I've been there.
And let's remember the hoverboard lock as the referee is getting up to 6. Referee now at 7. The damage is done. And Beth, how about this strategy from Kushida?
Yeah, the phony X-ray and all the shenanigans. He might need a real MRI after this match is done.
Kushida now focusing in on Gargano. Champion does not realize where the challenger is. Has drop kick right to the arm. The left elbow this time specifically of Gargano.
You see Gargano extending and flexing that arm, trying to see if those tendons are still functioning.
Oh. And Wade brought up a great point, Beth. The way, nowhere to be found right now.
Yeah, and honestly, Johnny is in trouble without them. This is the best news Kushida could have received.
Yeah, Johnny Gargano's going to need another wheelchair if he keeps getting that arm beaten up by Kushida.
He might leave this matchup 10 pounds lighter, losing that NXT North American Championship.
Kushida, a couple of shots to the ribs, and now the left arm wide open for Kushida, and the joint manipulation is starting for the challenger. Oh! Twisting the left wrist, focusing on the elbow into the bicep now of Gargano. And this has been the strategy, Wade, since you pointed out what had happened right here in front of us. First the steel steps, then the chicken wing suplex.
Yeah, so focused is Kushida on that left arm now. You have to be concerned for Johnny Gargano.
Well, Gargano slipping out, but then caught an elbow. Kushida's game plan being executed right now. Wait a minute, Gargano looking for maybe a neck breaker. Connects on the middle ropes. Kushida laid out, and now Johnny with a few moments to regroup, recover, and refocus.
Well, he had a game plan, but the game has now changed thanks to this outstanding rope-assisted neckbreaker there from Johnny Gargano. Always thinking, never concerned, never stressed in the ring. Always has plan B, C, D, and further if we need it.
I don't know, he looks pretty stressed to me, Wade, trying to stretch out that arm. I think some serious damage may have been done.
I mean, Beth, you've had to wrestle plenty of matches in your Hall of Fame career with an injured arm. How hard is it going to be for the champion?
Yeah, he's got to switch gears and dig into a different bag of tricks. He's got to use other maneuvers than what he had planned. Nobody plans for an injury, but can you adapt to something different with your offense?
Oh, Gargano driving Kushida right into the outside where steel meets wood, and now Gargano thought about it for a moment, realized he couldn't use his left arm, and switched gears to Beth's point and used his right elbow.
Yeah. Of course, he's going to have to go against his instincts. His instinct, he's a lefty. He's going to throw that left at will by instinct, but now he has to overcome that.
Yeah, when you're using that non-dominant arm, it throws everything off. It makes you just a little bit slower.
Nice suplex float over, champion into the cover. Kushida kicking out before a 1 count.
Yeah, that's sending a message to Johnny Gargano, not taking a breather here. Hey, I know you've had the best of this lately. However, you haven't got me down for even a 2 count at this point. What else have you got?
Gargano again now using that left arm, trying to execute a neck breaker. Kushida trying to counter, maybe into his own neck breaker. Kushida now looking for a backslide, trying to drop his hips, is the challenger to get the champion over. Gargano now trying to switch things around. Instead, into another suplex, and this time face plants Kushida.
Oh, there you go. That is your receipt. That is payback for the brutal, cowardly sneak attack that Johnny Gargano sustained a couple of weeks ago on NXT.
And then Gargano just mocking Kushida by looking at his wrist.
Well, Kushida certainly, you can sense the pain, and Johnny Gargano has swung the pendulum of momentum in this matchup, focusing once again, bending back the neck of the challenger.
Maybe Kushida now believes that the broken arm of Johnny Gargano was genuine. Serves him right for doubting it in the first place.
You know, guys, I'm having some concern about the neck of Kushida because we know Johnny has that one final beat in his repertoire.
Gargano trying to tie up Kushida, and again, as Beth just mentioned, Gargano has focused in on the neck, but look at Johnny shaking, feeling into the left arm. You know, how impactful is this right now if you're Johnny Gargano with one arm?
I mean, not as impactful as if he were at 100%, but you see how he has that right leg snaked around the left leg of Kushida to try to get extra leverage. Gargano adapting.
Well, the air getting driven out, and now Kushida trying to work in to an octopus stretch.
Just in a flash, the slightest, the smallest window of opportunity. Kushida is all over it like a rat.
Gargano able to shimmy up, falls into the cover, shoulders down. Kushida counters, Gargano shoulders down. Another near fall, Johnny right back in. Kushida with the counter, pinfall after pinfall. Cover, crucifix pin, and now Gargano rolls out. Trying to go around, gets tripped up. Kushida looking for a pinfall one more time. Shoulders down center of the ring. Do we have a new champion? Gargano, double clothesline. Both men, same thought.
Take a look at this moment, the high impact after an incredible series of reversals.
Both men going pin for pin, hold for hold. I have never moved that fast in my entire life. Hats off to the pair of them.
You see Gargano for a moment trying to get feeling, stretch out the left arm way that you've been highlighting all night long, but now Gargano must be blocking out the pain.
Throwing those lefties, but it's hurting again, and once again, that moment of hesitation from Gargano, and Kushida capitalizing.
Kushida inverted atomic drop. Kushida now picking things up, hip toss, cartwheel, bam, drop kick. And Kushida, power punch under the jaw. Champion's knees buckled. Kushida with a foot in the small of the back. Stretching the champion, now stomping on the champion.
Stomping between those shoulder blades, now the back of the neck of Johnny Gargano, unable to defend himself.
Kushida looking for that career-defining moment. Is it his time? Will we see a new North American champion crowned here tonight? Looking for that chicken wing suplex again. Gargano trying everything to block it. Oh, a forearm under the jaw by Gargano, just for a moment, able to catch his breath. But I don't necessarily know if you want to get into a slugfest right now.
I can't take my eyes off. Oh, whoa! How Gargano keeps holding that left arm, but once again, Kushida just too fast. Center of the ring.
Kushida 1 step ahead of Gargano. Gargano able to get back on his feet, let go. German suplex, folding Gargano inside out.
Gargano is stunned.
Oh, might be out now. Kushida trying to flip the champion over. Dead weight and all. Cover, count. Gargano's shoulder just gets off the mat.
A glassy-eyed Gargano after this beautifully executed German suplex. Combination into this strike to the back of the neck of Gargano. His face tells the story. How on earth he kicked out of that one, I will never know. But this match continues.
I'll tell you how he kicked out, because he's Johnny Takeover. We've seen performance after performance of an incredible level. It brings out something special than Johnny Gargano.
And can Kushida match that level of Johnny Gargano here tonight? Can Kushida become the first ever Japanese North American champion? As again, Kushida focusing on Gargano's arm. Kushida now, Gargano to the outside, and Gargano able to slingshot, gets caught. Gargano thought he was one step ahead of Kushida, but it was Kushida one step ahead of Gargano. Roll through. Look at Gargano's face. Look at the strength with the bridge. Shoulders down. Cover. Oh! How did Gargano break the hold and kick out?
Milliseconds away, the face of Gargano told the whole story. Sheer panic as he was locked in this suplex, unable to escape, knowing exactly what was coming, but somehow having the wherewithal to kick out at the last possible moment.
And you can see how much damage has been taken out of Johnny, barely able to move the left arm that Kushida has focused on since the beginning.
Gargano has been struggling to stay in this, and I mean, what picture-perfect, beautiful offense from Kushida.
Oh!
Gargano making things nasty.
The kick right between the eyes. Oh, the punch right between the eyes. Kushida again, saying one step ahead of the champion. Kushida said this was his night, with his family watching. He would become champion, not for himself, but for them. And now just Gargano's left elbow and shoulder into that middle turnbuckle.
Take a look at this quick decision-making boom by Kushida, laying out Gargano. And then
Devastating, yeah, as you mentioned, running the arm into the post.
nothing but a thin piece of fabric over that metal turnbuckle.
And Kimura locked in there from Kushida. As we find ourselves gingerly heading up the ropes. Gargano managing a brief respite.
Kushida! And Gargano laid out on the top rope. Beth, you talked about watching Kushida's career. Kushida very close to a statement victory tonight.
This is everything that Kushida has ever wanted to prove himself on the grand stage here at TakeOver and walk away as the new North American champion.
Kushida screaming, trying to lock in the hoverboard lock, now switching gears, looking for maybe a suplex. Gargano countered!
Second row, twisting suplex. Still on top, still has Kushida in the hole.
Have you ever seen anything like that, Wade?
Absolutely not.
Gargano now, middle rope assisted DDT. Johnny holding onto the neck, floats into the cover, in the center of the ring, and Kushida is able to kick out.
I mean, listen to the thunderous noise from this innovative counter from Johnny Gargano, and then followed up quickly right here. Tornado DDT right on the top of the head. Somehow, Kushida able to kick out with the last bit of energy.
And this matchup has purely been about instinct and whose instincts kick in the fastest.
No doubt this becoming an instant NXT classic in what many considered the dream match.
Every Gargano match is, but wow, he might have met his match tonight in Kushida. Every step of the way.
Gargano's looking for submission. Kushida able to roll through, swing wildly with the clothesline. Charging back in, Gargano goes up, goes around, trying to land, able to roll through. Kushida charges back in, now he goes up, goes around, and able to land into the armbar. Gargano able to topple Kushida. Kushida able to topple Gargano. Both superstars out wrestling each other in this technical chess matchup here at NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day.
Here we go, trying to lock in that armbar.
Johnny.
Once again, Fujiwara, no, cross arm breaker.
Johnny rolls through, shoulders down to Kushida. Kushida has to relinquish the hold. Oh! Both superstars, same idea. Both superstars laid out. NXT Universe here inside the Capitol Wrestling Center, live at NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day, showing their passion for the two superstars who are leaving it all in the ring for the right to be called champion.
And this is one of those very rare circumstances where you cannot imagine either man losing from this point. How on earth can anyone beat the other?
These rights and lefts between these two superstars.
Can you blame them after that stunning display of conditioning we just saw?
Oh!
These two men have been running a marathon.
We talked about Gargano switching gears. It's Kushida now, who's trying to pick up the pace once again. Got caught, looking for that springboard elbow. Gargano caught, Kushida, and the Gargano escape, center of the ring. But the left arm of Gargano, can he finish the hold?
Russian leg sweep into the Gargano escape. Center of the ring, nowhere near the ropes. This has to be it. Tap out Kushida.
The pain on the face of Kushida. Does Gargano have enough strength in his left arm to hold Kushida as Kushida trying to drag himself to the bottom rope? Is Kushida going to tap?
Look at the angle on the shoulder of Kushida and the hand.
Kushida grabbing onto that left arm.
Looking to peel the arm of Johnny Gargano off the injured arm.
The injured arm of Gargano.
Digging his way out there once again. Now this grounded Kimura lock.
Looking for the hoverboard lock is Kushida. Kushida, center of the ring. Gargano's a desperate man. Desperation could be setting in for the champion.
Oh, this will be an absolute disaster if Gargano loses from here.
Gargano
going into the ropes, but denied.
Rolling through. Gargano caught Kushida. Kushida back to his feet with the bridge. Shoulders down. Title on the line. Gargano kicks out again. Super kick. Huge punch. And it's Kushida now. Charging in, gets caught for the moment.
Once again, Kushida's got the arm, he's got the arm!
Kushida with Gargano's arm, long dart into that middle turnbuckle. In maybe the last-ditch effort from Kushida, the door was just slammed shut by Gargano.
Kushida has no idea where he is. This precision launch from Gargano, eating that middle turnbuckle. Face first, the issue being Gargano has no chance to capitalize or go anywhere.
Nothing but passion has been oozing out of every single NXT superstar that has stepped into the ring here tonight on the biggest stage, the TakeOver stage, here at Vengeance Day.
Nobody deserves to lose this one. It's that simple.
And you can feel the energy in the Capitol Wrestling Center. They know they could be on the verge of witnessing history or a defense by Gargano. There's Gargano. A couple of strong elbows into the back of the neck, but now Kushida answers back.
Kushida was looking to make Gargano eat that ankle and finally did it!
That chicken wing suplex. The left arm has been bent, pulled, and prodded by Kushida. And the crowd trying to will on Kushida.
Gargano's arm has to be dangling by a thread at this point. After everything it's been through.
Kushida clearly having something in mind there. Who's expecting Gargano to be picking himself up. Gargano is out.
Gargano just being pulled up now by his hair, by the challenger. We have seen Kushida and Gargano pull out all the stops here tonight.
Gargano's a sitting duck at this point.
Uh-oh. Both men up top. Off the top rope, Kushida trying to lock in an armbar, looking for a submission.
It's locked in. The arm of Johnny Gargano about to snap once again.
Gargano trying to fight now with a hold. Holding on for dear life is Gargano. Holding on for his championship. Kushida trying to break it.
Kushida wide open. This could be the final nail in the coffin of Johnny Gargano's North American Championship reign. About to tap out.
Is Gargano going to tap? Is Gargano going to tap?
He's holding on. He's turning into it, trying to release the pressure.
Gargano trying to turn, does, but Kushida rolls right back. Johnny Gargano mere inches away from the bottom rope.
Oh my word, just give up, Johnny. Save the arm. Live to fight another day.
Johnny does not want to lose his title tonight.
Kushida having that foot planted, trying to stop Gargano.
Got to the ropes. Break him up, referee.
Look at Gargano's feet, the difference maker. Kushida not letting go of the hoverboard lock.
These two men intertwined in battle. Kushida just not letting go.
Kushida absolutely incensed at Gargano.
Kushida smelling victory. Gargano smelling defeat. And once again, straight back on that arm.
Oh, Gargano this time into the barricade.
Those kidneys smashing hard into that safety barrier.
Trying to barely use his left arm, but finally able to get away from Kushida.
Gargano just crawling, making his way making some space.
Listen to my count.
Any space is good spaces. The referee has started his 10-count. Kushida has to get Gargano back into the ring. Pinfall submission has to take place inside the squared circle. Well, if the arm wasn't broken before, it certainly could be now. Kushida back into the ring.
Just plain nasty. What a run-up by Kushida. What a connection to the left arm of Gargano. Is this it? Yes, it is.
This is definitely it. It's not nasty. It's karma. Gargano deserving every single bit of this.
Look at the angle of Gargano's left arm. Gargano, though, trying to get... Oh, the neck of Kushida. That's one way to break the hold.
Well, you can say what you want about the attitude of Johnny Gargano. Never once disrespect his ability or drive to win.
Gargano pulling himself up. Gargano now. Oh, one final beat on the ramp.
Needs to get him in the ring here. This is your chance, Johnny. Put it to bed.
Gargano pushing the challenger back into the ring.
We saw Johnny softening up that neck of Kushida earlier on in this matchup.
We talked about legacy in the opening matchup. Tonight, the legacy of Johnny Gargano's championship reign is Gargano looking at Kushida.
Still, there is something left in the tank of Kushida.
One final beat for a second time. Gargano into the cover. Hook of the leg. Gargano retains.
Here is your winner, and still the NXT North American Champion, Johnny Gargano.
My word, that one was an instant classic. Lived up to every inch of its billing. Brilliance from both men. Nothing but sheer respect for the pair of them.
Gargano weathering the storm tonight, Beth, in order to retain his title.
And what a matchup this was. Take a look at this slow motion maneuver. Kushida shifting mid-air to latch the arm of Johnny Gargano and extend it in an excruciating fashion. Gargano almost tapped out in that moment.
Well, then after that, the focus maintaining on the left arm. This big kick right to the bicep. And, well, Johnny may actually need to go get an x-ray after that one.
I mean, you could argue nobody pushed Gargano to the limits quite like this. But it was this moment, the experience, the intelligence of Johnny Gargano, able to level Kushida on the ramp that would lead to this.
And if the first point was enough, the damage to the neck of Kushida, Gargano kept his focus all night on Kushida's neck. And in the end, one final beat gives Johnny Gargano one more day as North American champion. And look, vengeance defines the way for Gargano here tonight.
Tonight only. Tease as low as $14 and save 20% off championship titles. Only at WWEshop.com.
It's ominous, intimidating, unforgiving.
The most dangerous stop on the road to WrestleMania. What the hell? Are you kidding me? That is absolutely
I can't wait to watch the destruction next Sunday. And speaking of destruction, Martinez has been a wrecking ball targeting the NXT Women's Champion with her 20 years of experience.
3 months ago, she promised a new Toni Storm. She certainly delivered on that. Well, it culminates in gold tonight.
Speaking of gold, Io Shirai will have the challenge of navigating these two women. Shirai won the NXT Women's title under Triple Threat rules. Can she do the same tonight and retain later on this evening?
Oh, what a matchup that's going to be. And we saw the first Women's Dusty Cup winners earlier tonight in our opening matchup. Well, now it's time for the men. The veterans or the upstarts. It started with 16 teams. It's now down to 2. Who will etch their name on the prestigious Dusty Cup?
I think when you talk about big matches and a career that you want to have that lasts a long time, you got to take a step at a time.
Welcome to the 2021 Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. The winners will not only receive the coveted Dusty Cup, but they will also receive an NXT Tag Team Championship match. Best of luck.
On your road to succeed, predictions are a dime a dozen.
Former tag team champions, upcoming duos. Who will advance? Who will make it to the finals?
Tunnel vision on the end game of this, an NXT Tag Team title shot by winning the Dusty Cup.
You gotta be kidding me! Showing you what it means to get to TakeOver, what it means to put your name on the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Trophy.
And now we look for tag teams of the future.
Semi-finals in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. MSK, Legado del Fantasma trying to punch their ticket to TakeOver. MSK advances!
You're seeing a dream come true for the both of us, but we're not going to be denied.
Not just debuting in NXT, but debuting in the Dusty Cup.
MSK has exceeded all expectations.
We're 3 for 3, going to the finals of the Dusty Cup.
Opportunity knocks, and let's get down and get on with it, baby.
Grizzled young veterans take on Ciampa and Thatcher. Who will MSK face?
Grizzled young veterans won out, and they are heading to take over Vengeance Day.
Last year, we made our debut in the Dusty Classic.
For the second year in a row, headed to the Dusty Cup Finals.
Well, this year, we are looking for more.
Y'all are in the way of MSK as we continue to make our meteoric rise.
Will it be MSK or will it be the grizzled young veterans?
It's MSK. Soon to be recognized
all night
as the Dusty Classic winners in all day. And the next Tag Team Champions.
This is a constant reminder of a dream that lives on and on.
Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez celebrated earlier tonight. Who is about to celebrate in just a matter of moments?
The following is the finals of the men's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. Introducing first, Nash Carter, Wesley M.S.K.
I talked to Wesley earlier tonight, Beth. He said the butterflies he was feeling were the size of horses. What sort of nerves are these two feeling right now?
I mean, this is the moment that they've been waiting for their entire careers. I mean, this is the kind of thing that you fight for through everything. But this is not a time to have nerves. You're at the top of the roller coaster, about to come down. Don't look, don't be scared, guys, because this is your moment.
We also said on the NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day pre-show that being in the finals was absolutely surreal.
And their opponents, the team of James Drake and Liverpool's #1 Zach Gibson, Grizzled Young Veterans.
MSK, you lads have had quite the emotional journey to get here today. But here is some friendly advice from the veterans to the new boys. Wipe that stupid smile off your face and take this seriously. You are not here to have fun. You will not enjoy a single second of this fight. In fact, you can take your little sob stories, take your flips and your spins, take those daft green pajamas and stick them up your ass. That trophy belongs to the grizzled young veterans, soon to be recognized as Dusty Classic winners.
That's a lot of talk, Beth.
I mean, Gibson is never at a loss for words, that's for sure, but you gotta remember how things went for the grizzled young veterans in 2020, making it to this very moment in the Dusty Cup, so they're coming into this with a lot of confidence.
Grizzled young veterans getting through Everrise, Kushida, Leon Ruff, and Timothy Thatcher, Tommaso Ciampa. MSK taking out Jake Atlas, Isaiah Swerve Scott, not to mention Killian Dane, Drake Maverick, and most recently, Legado del Fantasma. And I believe Zach Gibson will start off with Carter in this matchup. And I had a chance to talk to Carter too earlier tonight. And it's funny that Gibson talks about emotion because Carter became a wrestler because of his father. They watched WWE. That's what he bonded with his dad over. When his dad passed away, Nash Carter knew he needed to become a professional wrestler.
Yeah, a great story right there. And you know, MSK they value and honor family so much, even with each other as tag partners. Started off as opponents and saw something special in one another, undeniable chemistry, and then ended up tag team partners, and of course, best friends outside of the ring.
Carter now and Gibson working on early on in this matchup. NXT UK alum are the grizzled young veterans, and current NXT UK superstar Flash Morgan Webster watching right now tweeted he believes grizzled young veterans are going to come away with the trophy tonight.
Yeah, I agree with him. I backed the grizzled young veterans from the very start of this tournament. I'm pleased to see that once again my pick is in the final.
Well, that was your second pick of the tournament, as Gibson now continuing to wear down Nash Carter.
All right, I had a false start with Imperium, but they'll be back. They've got Alexander Wolf in now, so I'm not worried about that. But then I went straight onto the grizzled young veterans, and they were my pick.
Well, Zach Gibson, James Drake, no strangers to big match situations. NXT UK takeovers. Of course, Gibson, a lot of success in tournaments, having won the 2018 United Kingdom title tournament. But this a different beast, as the grizzled young veterans have pointed out to MSK here tonight.
Yeah, and you know, the grizzled young veterans, they look at these pressure-filled situations as a place they belong. Everything that they've been through in their careers, the travels, the challenges of going up and down the highways, making it to the tournament finals, they see that as the reward, not pressure.
Okay, they were in the finals last year, and Drake and Gibson today said there is no pressure tonight. Is that overconfidence, Barry?
Yeah, you know, why they don't feel a lack of confidence is because they've put in the work. This isn't their first takeover. It's not their first Dusty Cup final. GSK, on the other hand, their nerves must be through the roof. I remember my first ever WWE pay-per-view. I was petrified. I ended up losing that matchup. So I expect the grizzled young veterans to do the same tonight to MSK.
Oh, springboard off that middle rope for Nash Carter. And Carter quickly turning things around, looking for a front face lock, and now working the arm of James Drake. And finally, Nash Carter able to get Drake into his corner to make a tag.
Well, wait, if MSK is petrified, they're doing a great job of channeling it into offense, because take a look at this teamwork.
Teamwork on display for MSK.
I think the thing that stands out to me the most about MSK is you can just tell they love what they're doing in there. They are so passionate, and it just shows in everything that they do.
Yeah, who wouldn't love to be in the final of the Dusty Cup?
True. Not only that, Beth, also having fun.
Absolutely, and wait, they didn't just land here on accident. They earned their way here. They're here because they belong there.
Certainly are, but right now, pump kick by Lee, dropped Drake. Lee turning right around, goes right in, up, and nice Hurricane Rana takedown of Gibson. MSK blocking out those emotions, maybe riding that emotional wave here in the early goings of this match.
They're just so fast, our MSK. You cannot blink while they're in the ring. And
double stop. And the energy coming off MSK into the Capitol Wrestling Center.
The NXT universe has fallen in love with these two in a record time.
What is Lee looking for?
And that's perhaps why moves like that never seen before.
Wesley coming out maybe a little gingerly, but now it's Carter looking to fly. And Carter, taking out James Drake, but he didn't get the
That's the veteran wiles of the grizzled young veterans. The key is in the name, veterans. That's why. Never take your eyes off Zach Gibson for a second, or he'll cock you cold.
You see here, shades of Jeff Hardy. Beautiful high-flying move by Carter, but bam! Gibson stopping him in his tracks, and just like that, the momentum has slowed right down in favor of the veterans.
Well, for MSK, this is unlike any team they have faced in this Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. Certainly, Wade, contrasting styles from their last match against Legado del Fantasma.
Absolutely, it's the high flyers against a much more grounded, technical style that can get downright nasty, as I'm sure
Kick out off the neck
we're
breaker.
going to see from Drake and Gibson right now once they slow this match down. This is the key to beating someone like MSK. Take them out of their stride, get them down to the mat, prevent them from their unorthodox offense that they used to.
Right now, the grizzled young veterans, once you hear that right hand by Gibson, as Gibson blocking out. Nash Carter makes the tag to Drake. Drake charging right back in. And this is that textbook tag team tandem offense with the spinning heel kick to boot.
And you see with the GYV, nothing is pretty about that, just downright nasty offense.
To win the Dusty Cup. And another cover, again to win the Dusty Cup. Carter continues to fight. Third time, probably not going to be the charm. And another kick out. But look, grizzled young veterans are sticking to their MO. They're sticking to their scouting report. Divide and conquer.
Yeah, and they've got brilliant tag team chemistry. This has clearly been one of the keys to success in the Dusty Cup. These are two legitimate tag teams with great chemistry. The winner is going to be the one that has the best chemistry between their partners.
This winner not only will put their name on the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, but they'll also earn a future NXT Tag Team title matchup against the current champions, if they're still holding the gold, Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch.
I'm sure they're watching this one very closely, sizing up the opposition as we speak.
And another kick out by Carter.
GYV hoping to do what they fell short of just by a hair last year in 2022, an odd couple tag team, sitting and reviewing their strategy and trying to figure out what went wrong.
We've heard grizzled young veterans now well over a month talking about wanting to win this tournament, trying to learn from their mistakes a year ago. And as crisp as they ever been, Gibson into the cover and another kick out. But look at Gibson holding on to the shoulder. Almost looking for a key lock, another cover and another kick out. Zach Gibson not letting go. Another cover by Gibson, another kick out. Gibson is keeping such close contact to Nash Carter. Carter can't gain any momentum.
That's the brilliant technical side of Zach Gibson, often lost with his big mouth approach and his nasty, gnarly look. He's a hell of a technician once he's in there, never giving his opponent an inch.
Well, especially opponents like MSK that need that high-flying style to get through this matchup. Grounding Carter right here is the best thing GYV can be doing.
Carter holding on. Oh, caught Drake for a moment. Gibson now. Up and over goes Carter, but Carter just got decleated in the center of the ring. Drake quickly into the cover to win the Men's Dusty Classic, and another kick out by Nash Carter. But Beth, how much can Carter have left? I mean, Wes Lee is waiting patiently to get back in this match.
Well, we'll show you this boom right here, a clothesline from hell. But Drake getting a little bit flustered, a little bit frustrated. We've seen this temper come out in him before. He needs Gibson to keep this team on track.
Well, Carter now doing whatever he can to finally get out of the corner of the grizzled young veterans, because Carter in a world of trouble if he doesn't make a tag soon. Carter switching gears, able to switch the suplex, and now the door has opened for Nash Carter.
Yeah, of course, the fresh man Wes Lee on the apron, once in there in the worst way possible, and this is a chance. James Drake headed over a tag.
Wait a minute, Gibson running interference. Wes Lee having none of it.
Gibson clearly knowing James Drake wasn't going to make the tag in time, got involved in that.
Oh, wait a minute. The referee distracted by Lee from behind. Referee did not see the double team.
Drop kick flatline, and this
not like this. It can't end it. Carter again kicks out.
Maximum skullduggery from the grizzled young vets within an inch of winning the Dusty Cup.
Gibson shouting to Drake. Grizzled young veterans, Beth, really can taste the Dusty Cup at this point.
Yeah, and you see this systematic brutality right here from Drake, just hammering away at the neck of Carter.
And there again, Lee, and you can feel the anger building in Wes Lee. That's not just his tag team partner, Beth, as you pointed out. That's his family. That's his brother. That's his best friend in there right now.
Such a connection and a rapport, living their dream together side by side. You see Lee pacing that apron like a tiger.
And Lee trying to will Carter back to his feet. Carter can hear Lee. He doesn't necessarily know where Lee's at right now because Carter's been turned around in this matchup.
And the Tuzla young veterans doing what they do best, which is cutting off the ring, keeping Carter in dangerous waters.
Whoa! Carter underneath the spinning heel kick.
There's the tag. Here's the freshman, Wes Lee, in there exploding, as you would imagine.
And Wes Lee hitting anything that's moving right now. Lee taking out James Drake. Wes Lee focused on the outside. He's got a lot of pent-up aggression that he wants to get out.
Lee exploding like a coiled spring in this moment, and here's that innovative offense we were waiting for.
Snapmare off the drop kick, and Lee realizing Grizzled Young Veterans taking a hike. But Lee gonna meet them on top of the mountain.
There is no angle from which this man, Wes Lee, cannot attack. There is nowhere to hide in this arena.
Lee feeding off the energy. This indeed is awesome. This indeed could be the moment. MSK into the cover. Hook of the leg and
How did that not put it away?
Look at this gymnastic spectacular ability right here of Lee landing on his feet, maybe even tweaking his back a bit, but the springboard, unbelievable acrobatics here across the neck of Gibson.
How do you defend against it? Oh, that's how you defend against it.
Get out of the way.
Drake pushed off for the moment. A nasty landing for Lee. Gibson, the veteran, sees an opening and will always take it.
Gibson was in trouble there, but got by with a little help from his friend James Drake, and this is your opportunity. Gibson, put it away.
Gibson looking for a powerbomb instead. Gets dropped face first by Lee. Who will win the Men's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic? Earn that opportunity at Tag Team Gold. And finally, we're seeing MSK able to work together as a team.
Across the jaw of Gibson and...
Oh, across the jaw of Drake. You can feel and see Nash Carter. Nash Carter trying to block out some of that pain. And Carter fired up. And guys, we've never seen... We've never seen this side of MSK.
This guy's out of his mind.
He is fired up.
Doesn't just do the play stuff, apparently. Ground and pound.
Gibson able to get separation for a moment. Look for a chop. Carter able to duck out. Carter now off the top, all the way down with a cutter.
Flying, twisting, cut off the top. Is this enough?
And you name it, history. And Gibson, at the last moment, almost instinctively able to kick out.
Oh my word, what a signing for NXT these two have been. MSK are blowing the roof off this place, but hats off to Gibson having just enough in him to kick out there.
There is no quit in Carter.
Oh. And there's no quit in Lee. There's no quit in MSK. From unknown to the biggest stage we have in NXT in a very short period of time, trying to silence the doubters, but now Gibson, somehow a little flurry of offense. Oh!
No one loves a little rough and tumble like Zach Gibson, getting the best of Wes Lee here. So fast once again from every single angle, no way of blocking him.
Wes Lee again, going up, and oh, that time, a running knee to the jaw, to the nose of Wes Lee. Tag was made,
Lee's
James
hurt.
Drake legal.
Lee's hurt.
And going to the top rope, Helter Skelter connects from Gibson, 450 connects from James Drake.
Picture perfect.
Grizzled Young Veterans to win the Dusty Cup and a kick out.
Both teams venturing out of their normal wheelhouses. We're seeing high-flying maneuvers from GYV, aggression from MSK. That's how much the Dusty Cup means to these two teams.
This indeed is awesome. This all about the Dusty Cup. It's Gibson and Drake trying to figure out maybe a new game plan here for Wes Lee. Looking around, I don't necessarily know where Nash Carter went. Carter got dropped early on from Gibson. Lee might be by himself.
This doesn't look good.
Certainly does not. Lee, though, able to roll through, shoulders down. Gibson is legal, and Drake just saved things for the grizzled young veterans.
Doomsday device attempted there by GYV, but now nice and basic, punches to the mouth.
That is what Zach Gibson does best. Slow, methodical, physical, human dissection is what the grizzled young veterans love to do to their opponents. Divide and conquer, and again, Wes Lee is all by himself. Goes up, and finally, there's Nash Carter. Carter's saving things for his team. Oh! Meeting of the minds, so to speak.
Oh my God!
Over James Drake went Carter. Poison Rana lays out Drake.
Always jaw dropping, what a team.
Jaw drop into jaw jacket. MSK to the top ropes, Nash Carter. Wes Lee's now legal. Off the top goes Carter. Lee trying to follow up now.
Zach Gibson down and out. This is it, MSK.
Oh! Human highlight reel is Wes Lee. Lee into the cover. Count! Oh, man! Jaws are dropping to the floor here in the Capitol Wrestling Center.
What else do MSK have in their playbook? What on earth is it going to take to win this match?
We see them making eye contact, and you hear the Capitol Wrestling Center, the stunned silence over what we've just witnessed.
Can MSK put the finishing touches on what would be an improbable start to their NXT careers? Lee just got taken out.
Perfect timing from Zach Gibson.
And again, Carter all alone. Gibson right here in front of us, hoisting up Lee.
Whoa.
Oh no.
What is going on?
Oh, it's Doomsday device! The grizzled young veterans bringing out the heaviest artillery of all. They only bring that one out in the biggest moments. This is how they won the NXT UK Tag Championships.
And this is how they've won, because they've divided and conquered, and Nash Carter is all alone. Carter has to fight by himself and Drake from behind.
Now it's just a mug it in there.
Tag was made. Zach Gibson now legal.
You're watching Carter clutching at that injured neck, the strained muscles in pain, barely able to stand.
Oh, and Carter trying his best. Carter unleashing everything he's got left right now in this moment for his dad, for his family, for his dream, and again gets cut off at the pass. And one more time, grizzled young veterans going deep into the playbook. Cover, count, whoa! Our official just showed us how close that three was. You could have slid a piece of paper in between the official's hands.
Well, if the stakes can raise your pain tolerance, then the Dusty Cup and the prospect of winning is the only reason why MSK are still in this one.
You want it? Over your head! Over your head! Beyond your belief!
Oh, how disgusting!
Slapping the taste out of the mouth of Nash Carter. Utter disrespect.
What a poor sport.
And now looking for ticket to mayhem. And where'd Wes Lee come from? Caught Carter. MSK, double super kicks.
Wes Lee saving the day there for Nash Carter. Is this their moment?
One thing is certain, MSK's always got each other's backs.
How is Wes Lee standing? Carter turning around. And take a look at Wes Lee jumping through the air. Wes Lee's legal.
This is it.
Into the cover. MSK, Dusty Cup champions.
Here was
moment, bet they said it was their destiny to win. They went from the unknown to the improbable winners, to the unbelievable effort, to what we just saw tonight. Congratulations, MSK.
Man, I can barely process what we just saw here. GYV throwing absolutely everything at MSK. You see this going outside of their wheelhouse. A 450 from James Drake still could not put away Lee.
And we saw everything in this matchup, and even the unusual, unorthodox, absolutely insane offense that MSK brings every time they step into the ring.
MSK defying physics at every turn, but it was the teamwork that brought them to the pinnacle of this matchup, the pinnacle of the Dusty Cup. You see this? I mean, I can't even count those spins. How many times?
A Hall of Famer, speechless, but also give credit to Grizzled Young Veterans. As Wade pointed out, pulled out all the stops in this matchup, pulled out, as Wade said, the heavy artillery.
And this moment here, paying tribute to their icons, their heroes. And you can just see the emotion pouring out of Lee in that pinfall. Both of them.
Here are your winners, the winners of the 2021 Men's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, MSK!
Nash Carter has a tattoo for his dad. It says legacy lives on. MSK's legacy just starting to be built as the son of a plumber looks down proudly at the winners of this year's Dusty Classic.
Darkness cannot drive out darkness.
Only light can do that.
Hate cannot drive out hate.
Only love can do that.
You're listening to Obey by Bring Me the Horizon with Youngblood from the album Post-Human Survival Horror, an NXT Loud theme song for NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day, available now on Apple Music and Spotify. And I look around, guys, what a night it's been.
Oh my word, it has been off the chain so far. We've got more to come, it's crazy.
And we want to welcome the WWE Universe in China for joining us tonight at NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day and live on Tencent Video. And we want to wish you all a very happy Spring Festival. More importantly, though, as happy as it is to talk about our NXT Universe in China, we got to talk about a superstar who really is never happy.
Well, that's it. Nerves and tension are reaching a climax at the Capital Wrestling Center as Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch give some last-minute prep to their man Pete Dunne ahead of tonight's main event.
And you know, Finn Balor's title defenses in the past have been highly physical affairs. He's well aware of what Dunne brings to the table and is mentally prepared to enter that hazardous headspace that he's going to need in tonight's main event.
But how about what we got coming up next? 3 women, 1 goal to be the best. But the question tonight, who walks out NXT Women's Champion? Io Shirai continues to show there is no doubt the NXT Women's Division belongs to her.
The overall competitor of the year. And the winner is Io Shirai.
Io Shirai is considered one of the greatest talents around the world.
Congratulations, Io-chan! Yay, champion!
Genius Sky, Io Shirai,
Thank you to everyone who voted for me the best of the best. どうもありがとう。
And Io, as of right now, Toni Storm is back in NXT.
And the women's division has been put on notice.
Tony, I don't have problem with you. I just don't like you.
I am the one woman on this roster that she simply can't beat.
That's Mercedes Martinez!
It feels real good to be back. Io! You are on my radar!
NXT Women's Champion Io Shirai defends her championship in a triple threat matchup against Toni Storm and Mercedes Martinez.
This is why I came back. You ladies don't have the ammo to keep me down.
After this Sunday, get back in line. Because it's Tony time.
今週日曜日、テイクオーバーベンジンスデー。イオシライはこのタイトルを守り続ける。
Mercedes Martinez better than us.
You know, Martinez, I've known her since the beginning of her career, and here at this moment in NXT, I mean, she has done so much since coming on the scene, made it to the semifinals of the Mae Young Classic, competed in the 2020 Royal Rumble, headlined NXT TV in a steel cage match against Rhea Ripley. 20 years of an education in wrestling that can't be recreated by anyone, because Martinez made her way during an era that had fewer opportunities for female competitors. She weathered the storm then, and I know she can weather the storm tonight.
Well, she always bet on herself, and you brought up the word opportunity. Really, Mercedes Martinez created this opportunity for herself. Talking about Mercedes Martinez is tonight, though, Tony's time.
You know, Tony brought up the fact that time and time again, Io Shirai says, I don't like Toni Storm, I don't like you, I don't like you. What does that mean? Tony says that Io doesn't like her because she knows that Toni Storm beat Io Shirai in the finals of the Mae Young Classic. She says every time she gets in the ring with Shirai, she comes out the winner.
And again, this is a triple threat matchup. Io Shirai does not need to be factored in the decision to lose her title here tonight. So to that point, Wade, is this the greatest threat to Shirai's reign as champion?
Well, I always count Shirai out, and I always live to eat my words, but tonight may well be different. I am speaking from the perspective of a man who has lost an Intercontinental Championship through a triple threat matchup. The problem with these matchups is there are so many variables you cannot control. It's impossible to strategize. It cost me back in 2013, and it may well cost Io Shirai her championship tonight.
You know, Wade, I've been in a high-stakes triple threat matchup as well, and I know the sting of not being pinned or submitted and still walking away the loser. Io Shirai could find herself in that situation.
And of course, Shirai won the title in a triple threat match, beating Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley, and on that night, Shirai did not pin the champion.
The following contest is a trip.
Oh! And right off rip, Mercedes Martinez drops the champion, but in comes Toni Storm.
Yeah, not waiting for the ring announcements or the bell. These ladies want to do battle immediately, get any kind of start they can.
Martinez taking out Storm. Mercedes Martinez coming in with a game plan, as you mentioned, 20 years waiting for this moment.
Yeah, and you know, Mercedes Martinez didn't...
Whoa, cover by Shirai.
Whoa, she didn't walk into NXT, you know, to not be a threat. She came here to get the job done. She's sick of waiting, and she's put in her time, and she believes her time is right now.
Shirai trying to stay one step ahead of Martinez, but right away, Toni Storm from behind. And Mercedes Martinez has said it's Toni Storm who continues to live in the past.
And Toni Storm looking toward the future in this moment, wanting to change the trajectory of her career by changing her attitude and the way she approaches her career.
Goes Shirai taking out Storm. Storm coming right back in. Caught it, dropped face first. And there's no doubt, Wade, Io Shirai has made this women's division hers.
Of course, she has been so dominant since winning that championship, and what a statement it would be to be two of the hottest contenders here in NXT in one fell swoop.
Shirai won the title in June, then in July beat Sasha Banks at the Great American Bash. Part of the reason why Io Shirai was the overall competitor of the year in NXT in 2020. And now gets caught by Storm. Storm walking Io Shirai to the middle of the ring. Shirai able to land on her feet. Oh, and a boot right to the jaw of Shirai. Storm now charging right in on the champion. Oh, there's Martinez. And Mercedes Martinez, the wily veteran, picking her spots accordingly. But take a look at this offense. Oh!
And there's no substitute for experience, but Martinez laying back and looking for that opening. And if she could decimate Storm in this moment, she could focus her attention on Io Shirai.
Perhaps the smartest thing you can do is play possum on the outside and let your two opponents tear each other to shreds.
Martinez not realizing, and there goes the moonsault by Shirai. No one there.
And Martinez had suffered a black eye from the moonsault on the last episode of NXT TV, and she wasn't about to let that happen again.
Absolutely not. She saw that movie before, did not want to see the sequel. As Martinez, way to what you said earlier, focus now on one superstar.
Learning from former mistakes, and this is your best chance of winning. Hoping one superstar, Io Shirai, takes herself out.
Championship on the line,
Turn this into a simple one-on-one matchup, although Toni Storm as an opponent is never simple.
Remember when it was Martinez who said she returned for the title? I mean, Wayne, we were sitting right here. Martinez, who falls into the cover, hooks the leg once again, and another kick out by Storm. We witnessed Martinez leave Io Shirai at her feet.
Oh, it was right before our very eyes. Smashed her, jumped her from behind, and threw our announce table, causing absolute chaos here at the CWC and shaking up the women's division in the process. Well, look at her now, it worked.
Oh, big suplex, and now Martinez with a quick sweep of the hips, rotating through.
Some beautiful three amigos, shades of Eddie Guerrero.
Storm, though, with a counter, able to go from behind. Shirai, the genius of the sky, launching through the air.
Just when you least expect it, here is the third member of this matchup.
Shirai charging in, double knees. Right to Martinez, picking up some more momentum. Charging in, gets caught and planted.
Big boss man slam there from Toni Storm, beautifully executed.
And now it's Storm charging in on the champion. Turns around, gets caught, and Spinebuster by Martinez. Martinez into the cover for the title, and again Storm able to the kick out at 2.
And these are perfect examples of the challenge of being in a triple threat matchup. You have your focus, your attention, your eyes on one opponent, and meanwhile the other one is just waiting to level you. Take a look at this right here. No, Mercedes Martinez did not lie in wait for Toni Storm, and this match was almost over in a blink.
Look, we just witnessed MSK make their takeover debuts and win. Could the same be said for Mercedes Martinez here tonight as Martinez looking to bend, stretch, and make Storm tap? And if Toni Storm taps, Mercedes Martinez will become the new champion.
Center of the ring right here. Oh my word. And here is Io Shirai to break that one. She realized that if there was a tap, obviously she loses her title.
Absolutely. And Storm now getting right back into another submission. This time a crossface. A crossface by Io Shirai.
Trying to take advantage of the damage done by Mercedes Martinez. Smart move by Shirai.
And Martinez from behind, looking for almost a dragon sleeper, locking it on Io Shirai.
Three-person hold. Who taps first?
Who gets the win? All three women tied up. Mercedes Martinez on top of everyone. Shirai releases the crossface, and Martinez now wearing down the champion. Martinez trying to hoist up Io Shirai. Oh! And Mercedes Martinez has been in control of this matchup, has been doing everything Beth you stated she would.
Martinez methodical in her offense, so versatile.
Whoa!
Well, quick movement there by Shirai. 619.
Over here, shades of Rey Mysterio from the genius of the sky. She has Mercedes Martinez rocking and rolling here.
Missile drop kick by Shirai. Martinez rolled all the way to the outside. And much like we said earlier, Io Shirai now with Toni Storm one-on-one, but Storm back to her feet. And for Toni Storm tonight, looking to become just the second woman to hold both the NXT and the NXT United Kingdom Women's Championships. And Storm all the way to the top rope, perched high, and Martinez back to her feet and drops Storm.
Superplex attempt there from Storm, but the bigger lady in the matchup, Mercedes Martinez, breaking it up, coming up with a game plan of her own here.
And you can see the mind working of Mercedes Martinez, always putting the puzzle pieces together.
Oh! German suplex off the top rope, release from Mercedes Martinez.
But look at Shirai.
Martinez is stuck in a tree of woe.
I don't think Martinez knew Shirai was there.
Shirai. Oh, chop right to the neck. Martinez hanging on. What's on Shirai's mind? Double stop!
From a hanging and prone Mercedes Martinez, caving in her chest cavity.
Look at the angle of that German suplex high on the shoulders of Toni Storm, but Shirai, the double stop across the sternum, boom! You see Martinez caved in. All the wind knocked out of her.
All three ladies down at this point. The question is, who can get to her feet first and capitalize?
A highly physical matchup from the start. Something that we had been expecting has certainly delivered.
Well, Io Shirai.
Can't win out there, Io.
Action once again spilling to the outside here, right in front of our desk. Io Shirai apparently in control for now. Toni Storm gingerly trying to pick herself up as the action continues here. Slap to the face there.
I think that was a close fist by Martinez, who hoists up Shirai. And the champion in trouble into some of that plexiglass barricade as gets caught and dropped. All three women now to the outside, and again, there's no count out. There's no disqualification. Triple threat rules.
Oh my word, this looks bleak. What on earth?
Storm's tearing apart our desk.
Literally and figuratively.
This place has been trashed. The punk rocker apparently didn't like the look of your desk, Vic. I'm getting back here.
Certainly did not, and now, I mean, what's going through the sick mind?
You know, I felt this thing wobbling when MSK hit it earlier.
Well, right now, bad intentions running through the mind of Toni Storm. Is Storm thinking of the Storm Zero on the... Oh! DDT by Martinez. What the heck is Io doing? Io Shirai, high in the air.
She is out of her mind here.
Oh my.
Get down here. Oh!
Again! It's all legal.
Toni Storm caught that one high and hard on the top of her head. Clearly Mercedes Martinez catching something too, but all three ladies, I don't know how Io Shirai is feeling right now, holding that arm gingerly.
Again, Beth, take a look at this one more time.
The height from which Io Shirai throwing caution to the wind and leveling the other two women. Mercedes the first to stir, but what kind of condition is she in?
Again, after what we witnessed in our opening matchup, the crowning of the first ever Women's Dusty Cup champions, one more look at the best women in wrestling.
And one last look there at an angle. We can see just how high the genius of the sky was.
Whoa! Well, we just saw Io Shirai bounce off the steel steps, spine first, and the champion has been taken care of. Are we on the verge of witnessing a new champion crown here tonight?
The championship is up for grabs now after the damage these women have already taken. It really is not going to take much to put this one away.
Martinez quickening the pace right here.
Big knee under the jaw on Martinez. 20 years, her whole career, her whole life has come to this moment here tonight. Another knee under the jaw of Storm.
Precision strikes. Toni Storm cannot defend herself. Her hands were being held.
Storm could be out. Martinez with Io Shirai still on the outside. Could be closing in on calling herself champion.
Martinez maybe going for that
Fisherman Buster.
Up and down. Martinez into the cover. Title on the line. Storm kicking out. Storm not only keeping her own championship dreams alive, also keeping the championship reign of Io Shirai intact.
Oh, that Fisherman Buster has put everyone away, Beth.
And you can see the emotion pouring out of Mercedes Martinez. Everything that she's been through throughout her career.
Up goes Storm. And again, Martinez looking to plant Storm. Storm from behind trying to roll through. Oh! Huge headbutt. Martinez rocked. Storm looking for Storm Zero. This is how she's won the United Kingdom title. Does she do it again? Martinez kicks out. Just kicked out. Storm is shocked. Storm is shooked. Storm now trying to figure out, Beth, what do you do at this point?
Storm's got to follow up quickly. Keep hitting hard. Pin her again.
There's utter devastation everywhere you look in the Capitol Wrestling Center. I guarantee you there's devastation in the mind of Toni Storm, knowing that Storm Zero somehow did not win this match.
Off the top rope, flying headbutt to the stomach of Martinez. Storm now crawling into the cover. Do we have a new champion tonight?
Oh! Moonsault from the top rope! Out of nowhere! Io Shirai, the knee!
Cover! Count! Io Shirai's reign continues in the women's division.
Here is your winner, and still the NXT Women's Champion, Io Shirai!
Beth, Io Shirai again proved she's the best in the world.
We saw this spectacular action during the Women's Dusty Cup Finals, and I didn't think there was any way we could top it, but tonight's Women's Championship match, incredible from beginning to end. Io Shirai, as always, TakeOver is where it happens for her.
You certainly can say that, because Io Shirai, much like we saw her in July jumping off houses, jumps off the trussing to our left. But how about Mercedes Martinez, who was so close to having that 20-year journey finally come to a championship reign? Toni Storm just able to kick out.
Fractions of a second away, we could have seen a new champion twice with Io Shirai nowhere to be seen. Toni Storm almost doing the impossible.
And while Storm was shocked, she would deliver this flying headbutt. And we don't see Toni Storm fly often, but when she do, she was looking to make an impact. But someone who's always flying through the air, the genius of the sky, as Io Shirai would hit that patented, beautiful moon over moonsault to continue her reign of dominance in the women's division. It's ominous, intimidating, unforgiving.
The most dangerous stop on the road to WrestleMania. What the hell? Are you kidding me? That is absolutely brutal. Oh my God!
Yeah, live from the Gulf Coast. Welcome to the greatest spectacle seen around the world. Tonight is the night we face our enemies. All the gold is up for grabs. Always keep your eye on the prize. I'm a beast. It's time to make them believe. There's no one defeating the team. I heard that they said we were scared of the fire, but I'm in here in the winds I desire, so I don't care what you think. I'll be the one that makes you look a blank. I'll be the one to defeat the Kraken. I'm a beast and I'm always attacking, so tell me what's happening. Raiding your village and lighting the matches, so far from average. I'm a beast. It's time to make them believe. There's no one defeating the team. If you want it, then you gotta grab it. Raise up your fist. You want it, you got it. Raise up your fist. Ready for the challenge. Raise up your fist. Ready for the challenge.
Well, there's always news on the road to WrestleMania, and how about this news we learned earlier today? L.A. Knight, the hottest free agent in all of wrestling, signed pen to paper. He waited for the ink to dry and then wasted no time introducing himself to the NXT universe.
Yeah, absolutely. What a huge pickup that is. LA Knight here. Unbelievable signing here at NXT. So thrilled to see him.
Welcome to NXT.
It's time. I love it. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Hey, look at this awkward idiot standing here. Barstool Sports. Hey, I got the scoop for you. Sports scoop. Tell all your friends. Well, give it to me. Make it go viral. It's right here. It's NXT. It's LA. It's LA Knight. Yeah. And what that means is right here. They talk about NXT. They talk about NXT being the premier, the greatest talent running around the world is right here in NXT, right? Yeah. And what that means is a stacked deck. But while you guys are back there playing cards, I just walked in rolling dice. Just like that, changed the game. So what that means is every single one of you back there, you talk about the North American title, you talk about the NXT title. Anybody walking around with those titles right now, make sure you got your eyes open because I'm coming for you.
Well, LA Knight will have his eyes on our main event because the time is now. Will the Prince's empire crumble, or will the champion again prove the world watches Finn Balor? The Prince continues to reign in his kingdom of NXT.
I put this red X on my chest because I know I am the target. So a little piece of advice, whoever wants to come at Finn next, remember one thing. They stopped manufacturing the cloth that I'm cut from. So whoever wants to step up,
that's Pete Dunne!
Are you really gonna stand there and question what's next? You know full well what's next. You told me.
a lot of people want to face the champ. Get in line.
Do you think I care? When it comes to Finn Balor, I have no respect.
Well, I'm not waiting anymore.
3-on-1.
Like a pack of hyenas.
Everyone in Europe wanted to follow in Finn Balor's footsteps. Not me. They see the poster boy for European wrestling. I see a geezer with a glass jaw.
You better hold on to that championship tight, because the first chance I get...
Oh, no.
It's mine.
Oh! With a snap of the fingers, Pete Dunne has put himself in the sights of the NXT champion.
I hear what Pete Dunne's been saying. He doesn't respect Finn Balor. Don't worry, the feeling's mutual. But I'd be a fool to not respect Pete's abilities. He's proven championship material, but not against me. Edge said it best. I'm operating on an entirely different level.
I said it was inevitable.
Takeover Vengeance Day. Pete Dunne versus Finn Balor for the NXT Championship.
That is intriguing.
This isn't going to be a passing of the torch. This is going to be a burning of the bridges.
And I'm going to smash your jaw back into a million pieces. And I'm going to break your fingers all over again. On Vengeance Day,
you're going to be in deep water.
I'm the threat to your entire legacy.
And you're going to find out the hard way.
The Prince's kingdom.
That you can't swim.
Falls.
Challenger who has no respect for the champion, and way to it's Triple H, who told Pete Dunne 4 years ago, make a name for yourself.
Yeah, and let's face it, he has done exactly that. Winning the United Kingdom tournament, building a brand over there, becoming the NXT UK champion, and then meandering his way over the Atlantic and finding himself right here in the Capital Wrestling Center. Just a 3 count or a submission away from becoming the new NXT champion. What a man.
And to your point, Wade, I just want to point out, Pete Dunne is 27 years old. You are looking at one of the best athletes in the world in his absolute prime. He accomplished all of that in such a short amount of time.
He's done so much at the age of 27, I really want to hate him. But I think he'd beat me up if I said that out loud. So Pete Dunne, I'm backing you tonight.
You made a safe choice, Wade.
Absolutely.
The Bruiserweight said when he stares across the ring tonight, he'll see a geezer with a glass jaw. He may regret those words in just a matter of moments. Somewhere Edge watching very closely with a WrestleMania decision looming, but it was the Rated R Superstar who said Finn Balor operating Wade on a whole other level.
Yeah, and let's face it, Edge knows a thing or two about operating on a different level. Multiple-time world champion. I'm sure he's watching this one very closely, but it's true, the Prince Finn Balor has been on a different level. The simple fact that he managed to defeat Kyle O'Reilly after his jaw was broken at NXT TakeOver blows my mind. What on earth will it take to beat someone like Finn Balor when he's capable of that?
And as when two superstars are in the conversation for the greatest at their craft, I mean, it sets them on a course that's inevitable. I mean, the athleticism of Dunne and Balor will definitely take the craftsmanship of wrestling to the next level, and we get to enjoy it all tonight.
This is Finn Balor's 5th TakeOver main event. He has the most wins in TakeOver history. He has 6 straight wins, but to make it 7, to make it a successful title defense tonight, he must go through the Bruiserweight.
following contest, scheduled for one fall, is for the NXT Championship! Introducing the challenger from Birmingham, England, weighing in at 205 pounds, the Bruiserweight, Pete Dunne! His opponent, from Bray, County Wicklow, Ireland, he is the NXT Champion, Finn Balor!
Back it up, Pete. Wait for the bell, guys.
For the first time ever, Balor Dunne here tonight in your main event of NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day, and it's all about one thing, the NXT Championship. I just looked up from the announce table. Balor and Dunne have not taken their eyes off of one another. And here we go. And you mentioned Finn Balor's last match. As the crowd already geared up at 100, and Balor and Dunne locking up. But you mentioned Balor's last match, and he even stated he was so focused on protecting his jaw that he still feels numbness in that it opened him up for other injuries, such as the injury to the arm.
Yeah, and I can tell from my own experience, injuries are magnets for more injuries. You overcompensate, overprotect what is hurting, and that throws you off balance and causes other issues. So hopefully Finn can ride that out tonight.
Not going to be able to make a mistake against someone like Dunne, and Dunne right away focusing on the left arm of Finn Balor, and there's no way 100% is Finn Balor coming into tonight.
You know, you guys are speaking about Finn Balor's injuries, but let's bring up the point that he also was victorious in those matches that he was injured in. I mean, Balor is able to weather the storm in every scenario, and I think he's going to pull it off tonight.
Well, to that point, Finn Balor in his career in NXT has just one loss on the TakeOver stage.
I mean, when it comes to these big matches where all eyes are on him, that is when Balor is at his best, but Dunne doing what he's best at, which is that joint manipulation.
And quickly sensing it, Finn Balor just shot Dunne a smirk. Finn Balor, ever confident, does do his homework, has scouted Pete Dunne.
Of course he has. He's had his eye on this guy for 10 years. Europe has been clamoring for this matchup to take place for a decade when no one outside of Europe knew who Pete Dunne was. Well, the world knows about him now, and now the world is getting this on the biggest stage of all right here at TakeOver.
You know, I've had the opportunity to call most of Pete Dunne's NXT UK career. I was there for the title defenses, his NXT UK TakeOver main event. This is a different Pete Dunne.
Absolutely is. Pete Dunne is someone who will trample over anybody to get to the top, and tonight my prediction is that he's going to trample all over the face of Finn Balor.
And adding to that, how serious he's taking this moment, Pete Dunne is in the best shape of his life. He is lean, that gas tank is full, and he's ready to go the distance with Finn Balor.
You know, Wade, you mentioned the world clamoring for this matchup because we've heard Pete Dunne say that Finn Balor's been running from Pete Dunne. They never crossed in Europe, they never crossed in Japan. Finally, it took right now, tonight, this moment.
Well, somehow, some way, Finn Balor moves house every time Pete Dunne moves into a different global territory, and this is the one occasion it hasn't happened, so perhaps there's something to it.
Oh, with the monkey flip, Balor, though, hanging on to the wrist.
Balor is a very smart man. He can size up the opposition very astutely, and he realizes that perhaps the biggest threat on the planet to his status as the #1 in-ring competitor on the planet is this man, Pete Dunne, because in my eyes, that's what this match is. Whoever wins this has every right to say they are the #1 in-ring competitor on planet Earth.
Speaking of the world watching, Roman Reigns' special counsel, Paul Heyman, tweeting he, along with the Universal Champion, watching this match and at the eyes of the world right now on the black and gold brand as the best that do it in the main event. Champion Finn Balor, challenger Pete Dunne. And Dunne now almost with the wrist. Balor quickly able to get away.
Well, I hope all of them got notepads and pens and are taking notes because we're about to see a clinic.
We have had a stalemate thus far. And you hear the Let's Go Finn chants raining out from the Capitol Wrestling Center. No doubt who the NXT Universe is behind here in this matchup tonight.
Slow feeling out process in this one so far. Both men realize, of course, that one injury puts to bed your opportunity to win this championship here or retain it. And I have to say, England versus Ireland is a sporting story as old as time, and this is as spicy as they come.
All right, now it's Balor just cranking on the neck of Dunne.
And Wade, you'll certainly show no bias tonight, I'm sure.
Oh,
correct?
of course not. I'm American out there. I'm still representing.
Balor running over Dunn and right back into the headlock, taking down the challenger. And Finn Balor has done a nice job of staying away from the grasp of Pete Dunne early on.
Well, Finn Balor done a great job of
shoulders
staying
down.
on top here. He's got the early advantage for sure. How much damage he's actually doing to Pete Dunne at the moment, perhaps mainly frustrating him. But Pete Dunne just needs one small window to turn this one around.
And I'm going to correct you, Vic. You said grasp, but let's say it what it is. The ultra-dangerous grasp of Pete Dunne. Proficient at snapping bones.
Whoa, off the tackle into the cover, hook of the leg, and look at Dunn trying to rip away at the face. Balor relinquishes into the headlock, and Dunn now countering Balor.
And this is just old school mat grappling at its absolute best. These two are like encyclopedias of holds.
And take a look at Dunn grabbing his own foot to cinch the hold even tighter.
It's superb technique, Beth.
Beautiful, closing off the carotid arteries, trying to put Finn Balor to sleep.
And now, Dunn trying to continue to negotiate that free arm to try to keep up the pressure as Balor trying to stick his fingers in it again. That pressure now amped up to 10, and you can see the face of Finn Balor starting to turn red.
Yeah, let's not forget he's applying that pressure to the damaged jaw of Finn Balor, which clearly isn't 100%, even though he's cleared for competition.
Yeah, Dunn very aware of what weaknesses Balor is bringing into this matchup as he has laid on them heavily.
Right back, and again focusing on that jaw. And Balor with a little bit of a smirk.
Yeah, begrudging respect, that's what this is. Hey, I knew you were good, I didn't realize you were quite that good.
Feel the energy again for this main event matchup. And Finn Balor's jaw already being tested up front by Pete Dunne.
It's just smart strategy. Why wouldn't you go for that weak spot? You know it's there. You know it's already in the head of Finn Balor. He's had issues there previously. He can't get it out of his mind. He has numbness in there, nerve damage. Goes straight for it. Shoulder shots right to the jaw of Finn Balor.
And those shoulder shots quickly, much like Conor McGregor recently in a UFC fight, trying to shimmy off Balor. And look, those shoulder strikes, they're going to leave a mark.
They're intended to leave a mark and also drive the air out of Finn Balor, slow him down.
The fingers being bent right now, and the digits being bent back, and also that left arm being focused on. Pete Dunne finally has a grasp with a champion and a joint manipulation.
Snapping those small joints of Finn Balor. Finn Balor wisely attempting to get out of there. Straight back into the hole.
Right back into another hole, looking for a submission, and again, it's Pete Dunne now who has found a way to get a hold and bring the champion into his base, bring him down to his level, as Balor able to find his way free and right back on top of the challenger.
A little rest by there. He knows the second he lets go of Pete Dunne, Pete Dunne is immediately going to flip it around and take control.
It's the referee's position here. Finn Balor, as he's looking to entangle the right arm of Dunne.
And look at Dunne trying to lock his fingers.
Perhaps looking for that gable grip.
And now it's Finn Balor trying to turn over Balor. And look at Dunne able to roll through, looking for an armbar, and one more time Balor able to hold his hands. And now it's Balor that's playing defense.
And you can see how Dunne...
the jaw!
Simultaneously locking the jaw, squeezing with his leg while going for the injured arm. Dunne attacking both injured areas.
And now it's Finn Balor trying to battle back. Balor trying to find his way free. His hands are grasped at that bottom knee under the jaw, and a little bit of respite for Finn Balor.
Yeah, just brilliant defense there from Finn Balor, keeping those hands low, but that knee dropped on top of him, changed things in a hurry, and what on earth
Look at
is
Dunne.
Pete Dunne attempting here?
Dunne able to counter that arm, holding on to it, and Dunne now grabbing over to the right arm of Finn Balor, trying to bend back the right hand, the wrist, the surgically repaired shoulder. Oh, Finn Balor! Is Balor going to tap? We're in the center of the ring. Balor has nowhere to go. The fingers being bent.
Fingers being bent, shoulder labrums being torn before our eyes. What a torturous position Finn Balor finds himself in here.
You can see the strain on Balor, his face turning around, and the champion able to roll free.
Yeah, and that one's left its mark. Believe me, Finn Balor knows he's in trouble at this point.
The first moment of retreat from Finn Balor as he grasps that arm, and Dunne is not letting up with this relentless attack.
Dunne rolling right back through it again, applying the pressure to that left arm, and Balor trying to keep his shoulders up, but that opens up his jaw, that opens up his neck.
Yeah, every time you move in there, Pete Dunne sees himself in
the fingers again. Remember them getting snapped several weeks ago. Dunne is focused in on his game plan. The fingers are being bent. shooting through the body of the champion. Balor trying to wiggle free, but there's nowhere for Balor to go.
Your limbs are just not meant to bend in that angle. Balor
trying anything right now, anything he can to relieve pressure somewhere, but as soon as he does, Pete Dunne has an answer for him.
Balor doing the right thing, trying to change the angle and roll into the way Dunne was bending the arm.
Foot right on the neck of the champion, and now the elbow, the point of the elbow,
standing on the jaw of Finn Balor. Let's not miss that.
And now trying to bend the arm back one more time of that shoulder, the right shoulder, and trying to bend it all the way back is Dunne. Dunne with his knuckles now.
Yeah, this is the most physically dominated I have seen Finn Balor in a long time.
Dunne jumping up and right into the ribs. And you see Finn Balor gasping for air, but if you're Finn Balor right now, how do you answer back?
Well, that's the problem. You're constantly trying to play defense, and when you're playing defense non-stop, eventually you're going to open up another opportunity.
Nice stomp by Finn.
That could be the changing point.
That could be the
nice
opening.
And simple. Stomp on the toe. We all learned that as 3-year-olds.
And now into the leg for Finn Balor.
Balor choosing a nice hold here where Dunne can't get a grip of that arm or jaw. Smothering Dunne's face down into the mat. It's going to protect those injured areas.
And now it's Finn Balor on the offense, looking for the submission, trying to bend now Pete Dunne. And we asked what would be the best counter. Maybe you fight power with power, so to speak, and now it's Balor trying to beat Dunne in his own game. And now it's Dunne center of the ring, screaming in pain. Look at Finn Balor, just trying to hyperextend, maybe a knee, put pressure on an ankle as well, because Wade, as you just pointed out, Balor was able to stomp on the foot and the ankle of Pete Dunne.
Yeah, this does two things. It damages the knee of Pete Dunne, but perhaps more importantly at this point, it buys Finn Balor a little respite from the offense he was sustaining.
But if you're trying to break the hold, you go right back to what you got you to the dance, and back to the left arm and the wrist. Did Pete Dunne go, but wisely, Beth, Finn Balor closed that door.
Yeah, and now the momentum that Pete Dunne had built has all but faded away as Balor is starting to sink in and deliver the damage.
Balor has found his bullseye on Pete Dunne, trying to turn Balor over into the single crab. Right now it's Dunne doing a nice job of keeping his body in position not to get turned over all the way. And now Finn Balor switching strategies, and this is what has made Finn Balor a champion. The ability to switch in a moment's notice.
Now Balor targeting that foot, like you mentioned, guys. I mean, the delicate bones of the foot could have been fractured by that stomp earlier.
Oh, and Dunne punching Balor right in the ear, going across the jaw again. It's Dunne holding onto the jaw of Balor. Balor continuing to fight through, and how hard is it right now, Wade, for Finn Balor to block out some of this pain?
Well, here's the deal. This has really been a match so far. It's been a slow burn, but it's been about incremental progress for both men. And I would say that getting the best of it so far has been Pete Dunne. If Finn Balor cannot turn this around quickly, he's going to run the risk of losing that NXT championship.
And that forearm across the jaw of Balor is again Dunne trying to grab the left wrist of Finn. And it's a front face lock now. And Wade, you pointed this out early on in this matchup, that the human game of chess that we're witnessing is now deep in that guillotine. Deep in the guillotine goes Dunne.
Yeah, these are not neutral moves. They're slowly softening up Finn Balor, but that was nothing slow about that one. This could do it.
Into the cover goes a challenger, and a kick out by Balor. And I don't know if Pete Dunne's knee gave out when he tried to execute that suplex or not. Take a look one more time, Beth.
Yeah, it looks like Finn Balor slipped a little bit out of his hand, but Dunne came down hard on that left knee. As you can see, he clutched at it. Balor able to kick out, but again, Dunne going straight back to that knee.
Dunne is struggling to put any weight on that knee. We need to keep an eye on that. I think it's a left knee, but now we're going toe-to-toe, smash mouth wrestling. Nothing technical about this.
Here we go, and is Balor able to weather the storm of the submission onslaught? Now trying to get an ankle lock in and put the ankle into the turnbuckle. What's on Balor's mind? Down across that knee once again.
Yeah, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Attack my jaw, I'm going to attack your knee.
He's gone from defense to offense, has the Prince, and he has set his sights now on Pete Dunne. Balor, Another takedown, and again, Pete Dunne, though, getting both feet up, shoulders down, and Balor almost with a pinning predicament. Dunne realizing it, has to get his shoulder up, and now it's done. Just that quick, able to take Finn Balor over into a cover and a kick out.
Dunne a little slow to get up, giving...
Oh! Enziguri rocking the champion. Oh, and the champion came right back. Big clothesline into the cover to retain Dunne. Able to kick out at 2.
Yeah, Pete Dunne is having a ton of problems with that left knee. He's having difficulty finding a base, getting any balance when he's on his feet, and that is why Finn Balor, when they're on the feet, is a step quicker now.
NXT Universe inside the Capitol Wrestling Center, our main event for NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day for the NXT Championship. It's Finn Balor trying to beat down Pete Dunne. And you hear "Let's Go Finn" raining out, and now Finn Balor just feeding off that energy, and that was a knee to the back of the neck.
Yeah, and Finn Balor now, his counter wrestling might be the best in the business. Balor playing the long game.
And focusing right back into the knee, and now crossing over is Balor. Balor raining right back into the back of the neck of Dunne.
Just pure punishment at this point while maintaining the grasp on that left knee.
Oh, one more time, and now it's Finn Balor applying the submission, trying to stretch, and Dunne's fading. Wait, Pete Dunne is fading.
Yeah, center of the ring, STF locked in, stretching the knee, stretching the neck of Pete Dunne.
Dunne in the center. Is Pete Dunne going to tap out? And Dunne again, able to grasp the fingers. Can he break the hold? Maybe he'll break the finger of Finn Balor.
Oh.
You hear Balor. You hear Balor yelling no. Dunne able to break the hold and just stuff the fingers into the mat.
Oh, that was horrific.
The STF was a very calculated risk by Finn Balor, who literally put his fingers in front of Dunne.
I'm astounded if the fingers of Finn Balor are not broken on that one.
Balor, though, has to block out the pain. Finn Balor, who's well starting to form on his chest, continuing to bring it to Dunne. And Pete Dunne has talked a lot into this matchup. Finn Balor's heard enough. Finn Balor wants to prove himself even more to the world tonight.
Well, it's the reason Finn Balor came back to NXT. He loves wrestling and wants to wrestle the best. He wants to beat the best, and that puts Pete Dunne at the top of the list.
And wait, to your point a moment ago about the knee, the left knee of Pete Dunne. Dunne almost couldn't even get across the ring.
Well, that's clearly made this match do a complete 180. The early goings, Dunne was in control. Now, if you're a betting man, you're putting your money on that guy, Finn Balor.
Well, look at the eyes of Pete Dunne. Dunne knows he's in for a war. Oh! And Dunne fired back. Dunne now answering right back. Bruiserweight gets reversed. Bruiserweight running up, but again the knee given out, and a drop kick quickly, taking out the left knee, and Finn Balor keeping his foot on the gas, trying to hook up Dunne. Dropping Dunne with a counter, able to roll through on Balor. Champion and challenger going toe-to-toe, and literally the toe gets caught, and now snapping away.
Stomps to the face, and they hit the jaw here.
Balor could be out, gets right back up. Oh, that headbutt certainly hit the bottom of the jaw. And turning around, up, and powerbomb, sit-down style, cover, title on the line, new champion, and a no again. Balor just kicks out.
The frenzied offense culminated with this huge powerbomb. Pete Dunne almost had Finn Balor in the moment.
This indeed is awesome. This is the main event of NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day. And Pete Dunne said all he needed was one opportunity to call himself champion. And now it's done, trying to kick off Finn Balor, but also continue to apply pressure and damage to the left arm. What a technical masterpiece this has turned into.
Both men just going hold for hold here. The pendulum swinging back.
No! Finn Balor's face just lit up bright red as Dunne. Right back in German suplex snap version. Balor with his fingers out, stopped by Dunne. Bruiserweight, Prince in his sights, swing and a miss. And back to the knee goes chopping down Pete Dunne. Balor keeping up. The offense goes up. Backstabber.
But how effective is the grip of Finn Balor?
No wasted motion by Finn Balor.
A volley of moves from Balor here. He sees the end in sight. This is it. Picking up this head of steam.
Dunne. Drop kick into the corner. Grip be damned right now, Beth. Finn Balor sitting on all cylinders. And look where Dunne's at. Look where Dunne's laying. Balor all the way to the top. Looking down.
Coup de grace.
Oh! Countered! Countered by Dunne! Dunne into the triangle. Trying to put the champion to sleep.
The arm and the jaw of Finn Balor being squeezed middle of the ring. NXT Championship within touching distance of Pete Dunne.
And Dunne swinging away on the champion.
Desperation pounding at the head of Finn Balor in that jaw. An arm in an awkward position.
Balor last try, sees the bottom rope, sees his championship slipping away.
Turns him away, beautiful, back to the middle of the ring. Can Pete Dunne exert enough pressure with that damaged knee of his?
There's nowhere for the champion to go, and look at Dunne, right to the forehead, right in between the eyes.
The champ is fading.
Continuing to apply pressure, and into that injured jaw again. How much does Balor have left? Balor, with the sense of a veteran,
inching his way to the ropes.
Balor is out, but his foot's on the bottom rope.
He's the softest putty right now, though.
Dunne telling the official.
He's out cold.
Dunne sensing it. Dunne trying to drag Balor back into the ring. This could be Pete Dunne's moment. Are we going to crown a new champion? Dunne trying to get the champion up, but back.
Dunne just remorseless. This referee trying to get in there and check the champ over.
Oh! Balor saying he can continue.
Well, Balor, after that kick, getting hoisted up. Dunne now, looking for the bitter end. Counter! Counter! Looking for the 1916 is Balor. But the hands, the fingers being bent. Oh, knee to the stomach. Balor now trying to turn into
abdominal stretch, middle of the ring.
Trying to drop the challenger. It does, and now it's Pete Dunne, who's in a world of hurt. Pete Dunne, who's in a world of trouble. Pete Dunne, who could be tapping out.
That left leg of Dunne hooked. Grapevine. Fingers can't hang on here.
The grip, though, is breaking. The grip of Balor sliding away. And now the fingers. Oh, no, Beth. Beth, no.
The fragile bones of the fingers. Dunne has him. No!
Oh! Nothing Finn Balor could do about it.
Nothing fancy, but effective for the bruiserweight. Balor almost out. Nothing left in Balor, who's just swinging.
He's got one good hand. Use it to full effect.
One good arm drop in the challenger. Now it's Balor trying anything he's got left.
But Dunne won't let go of that hand.
Dunne clamped on it like a pit bull.
A third time. And now Dunne through. Balor with an elbow. Oh! Dunne trying to hook up for the bitter. And it is at the end. Is the Princess King of
champion?
Oh! Was that a 3? Referee saying a 2. Whoa! Wow!
Pete Dunne almost brought to tears. You see here, always paying attention to the fingers. Snapping the grip of Finn Balor, and then right here, boom, the bitter end. Pete Dunne thinking that that was his moment.
But it was not. Finn Balor continuing to fight. Balor again! Getting stomped on. Dunne looking defiant again into the face of the champion.
Dunne utterly remorseless.
Second powerbomb doesn't pay. Oh! DDT by Balor! Balor now with Dunne rocked. Balor somehow is standing, somehow is continuing to move forward. Sights his set drop kick in Seguri. Oh!
Straight to the jaw of Finn Balor. Perfect time in the back of the neck.
You gotta be kidding me. There's no way. Another bitter end. This has to be it. Up and no. Counter. Up and down. Balor into the cover. To retain. Oh my.
But Dunn somehow clinging onto the fingers of Finn Balor. Nothing he can do to get away.
Dunn has destroyed the mangled fingers of Finn Balor and will not let up.
How is Dunn holding on? The wherewithal to continue to hold it again. Stop to the injured ankle by Balor. Oh, again! The finger's bent! Dunn! 2 feet to the back by Balor. Almost instinctive again by the champion. Balor pulling the bruiserweight up.
Balor using what's left of those fingers.
Oh, wait a minute. Balor just ripped the mouthpiece, the guard, from Dunn.
Removing all protection.
Oh! Double drop kick into the face.
That could be a KO by itself.
And now it's Balor to the top rope. Coup de grace. Balor got every inch of that coup de grace. But Balor now realizing that may not be enough. Trying to hook in. 19, 16.
Cover and Finn.
Champion into the cover. Hooks the leg to retain his championship. This remains Balor's kingdom.
Here is your winner and still the NXT champion, Finn Balor.
Well, if you want to claim that you are the best in-ring competitor on the planet, try and step up to either of these two men. Pete Dunne was in it till the very end, but somehow that man, Big Fight Finn, does it once again, retaining the NXT Championship.
Finn Balor, to put into words what he just went through, couldn't even grip or hold on to his title as we take a look back at some of the action in this matchup.
Balor essentially needing to use what was left, the hooks for hands, and you see how it happened. Pete Dunne here snapping the phalanges of Finn Balor throughout this matchup, the focus of his onslaught.
It's absolutely hard to watch, but Balor, the champion that he is, blocking out the pain, going to places most men don't have, that intestinal fortitude that makes you a champion. Hit the coup de grace, and then it would add in to his 2 favorite numbers here tonight on Valentine's Day, 1916.
You can call these two men Rembrandt and Michelangelo because they just painted a masterpiece.
One of the grittiest battles I have ever seen. And Ireland may well have beaten England on this occasion, but the real winners were the entirety of the NXT universe. That was insane.
What an absolute main event we just witnessed. Finn Balor again answers the challenge, steps up to the plate, and retains his crown. Wait a minute!
Here comes the cavalry.
Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch, the NXT Tag Team Champions. I mean, Finn Balor's just been through a war.
Finn Balor could be injured, his hands broken and swollen, and...
Yeah, even I don't want to see this.
This isn't right.
We need security down here ASAP.
This is an absolute mugging.
This is a travesty.
It is, after a magnificent main event and another masterpiece.
Referee getting
Pete Dunne, who just hit an official. I mean, come on. When the hell is enough enough?
Disrespect is
unbelievable. To the jaw, shot to the jaw. Yeah, this is just cowardly now.
Balor's absolutely helpless.
Wait a minute! The cavalry's arrived! Undisputed Era!
Come on, you big tough guys. I think you're
Plenty of respect being shown tonight.
You're a real champion, man.
Undisputed Era standing.